I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rock Knicks Universe, main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? The Knicks are fresh off of a demolishing of the NBA champ Denver Nuggets. I mean, a demolishing, man. I mean, we came out the gate. The Knicks were on the Denver Nuggets tonight like white on rice. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is probably the most impressive win that the Knicks have had in quite some time. And we are gonna talk about this thing back and forth and back. Let me first salute to all our people in the chat that's here. Let me just do this thing real quick. Salute to Alfonso Scott is in the building. Corey Lee, Andios is in the building. Big Task at Hand is in the building. Will Salkin is in the place to be. What's good? D'Angelo is in the building. Shout out to the members of the channel. Man, Boulevard 73 is in the building. Man, Nick Yak, what's good, man? I see you. Chef NYK is in the building. Yo, Alawaz is in the building. Okay. JJ, what's good, man? I see you. Big Buddy is in the building. What's good, man? Big Buddy in the building. Zulu Caesar is in the building. Snipes Entertainment, man. What's happening, y'all? Mega is in the building. What's happening? What's good, y'all? Man, this thing, bro, is crazy. It's great. I had no idea that we were gonna whoop up on the Denver Nuggets like this. Everybody, listen. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this team is a championship contender right now. Maybe we're a championship contender right now. You know what I mean? Maybe, when you see stuff like this, when you see things like this, you just like, maybe this team is better than what we thought. Maybe this team is better than what we thought. Maybe we don't need as many pieces as we thought we needed. You know, I'm super excited for where we are. I hope you guys are excited for where we are, man. I got a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, man. But you know what though? I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link in the chat so that we can get this party started right. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat so we can jump in and have this conversation. Let me do that. And bim, bim, bim. All right. Let me see. Here, let me do this. I'm running a little bit behind, y'all. I'm sorry. So I'm running a little bit behind. So my apologies for you know what I'm saying, for not being here as quick as whatever. But Bully, thank you for the generous contribution. Bully says it's a foot to ass dub. Yes, it is. And I'm gonna ask y'all this. Right? Did you expect Denver to come out and get thrashed like that? Did y'all expect Denver to come out and legit get a thrashing like that? Okay.
Like you on the beat.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Peace and salute.
Peace, peace.
Yo, did y'all see how we put that foot to the Denver Nuggets?
With the tail, words. With the tail, kid. Right. Yo, Ribby, what up?
Oh,
It was good.
Yeah, what up? Freezy, what up, homeboy?
yo, what's good, man? So I sent the link
My brethren.
to Coach. So Coach should be on the way. I think Dre is on the way, man.
Yes,
Yo, we gotta legit have a conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? We legit gotta have a conversation, man. We gotta change the narrative. JJ, we gotta change the conversation, bro.
JJ.
If we beat
What
the
up?
NBA champs like this, should we be the NBA champs?
What?
Right. What?
Man, y'all heard me. Yo,
Right now?
if we beat the NBA champs like this, should we be the NBA champs?
If the season was to end today, yep. Today,
Yo,
yeah.
hey, Coach Malpica's in the Yo, Coach, I sent you the link already.
Yo, salute out to the chat, man. What's going on, man? Coach,
Yeah,
what
Coach,
up?
I texted you the link,
JJ,
man.
Mega Mega.
I'm running
Word.
behind, bro.
I like wise.
Once Quentin Grimes hit a layup, all the Grimes hype started blowing up my phone.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to the Virginia Hams.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
boy.
Oh, no. Sophie, what up? I like wise. What up? Hey, yo, I ain't gonna be on too long. I ain't gonna be on too long because I gotta get the rest. But I'm up with y'all for a second, man. Don't do it. Hey, yo, Corey, chill, dude. Chill.
Yo, chill, man. Chill, bro.
Yeah, chill. Relax, man. Relax.
Yeah. So the thing is that I want to point out is it wasn't a thing where Denver came out and then pushed us around and then we gathered ourselves and then we put the foot to rump. Bro, we jumped on them from the first minute. As soon as the OG and the OB3 went down, bro, we just was on their neck, bro, the whole time, bro.
Word is going crazy. It was like, what you say about my mama?
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Now, this win right here is the most impressive win of the season. Right? This is the most impressive. And
yeah,
hey,
listen, far.
chat, if y'all not super excited about this W, then I'll be excited for you. Right? Now, I'm not jumping out the window yet, right? But I'm mad excited about this win tonight.
That's right. Y'all hit that like button, y'all. Please. It's easy. It's free.
For sure. Come in the door. Come in the door.
Don't do me like Jalen Brunson. Don't do me like Jalen Brunson, man. Vote.
That's right.
Sure.
Vote.
You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man. Be
active. One thing
it
before.
Don't hurt.
One thing real quick, Freezy.
And we take convicted felons too.
Oh, you crazy. Yo, Free Keith and GI, y'all show was impeccable yesterday. Yo, salute to y'all. If y'all listening, that show was dope last night, man. For real. GI got busy.
Like and subscribe.
Got busy. Word, like and subscribe to them cats, man. They dope, y'all. Matter of fact, anything that Bones Fields got going on, man, y'all like and subscribe, man. We on the rise, kid. For real. Do that. All right, Freeze.
Yeah, man. Yeah, don't do us like Jalen Brunson, man. Be active. Hit that like button, man. Show
Be
some
active
love
and not proactive.
Yeah, man. So we came out tonight and pause. But when the game started, my internet was intermittent. So it was on for a little bit, off for a little bit, on for a little bit, off for a little bit. So I didn't get to see the game like the whole first quarter like I wanted to. Right. But by that time, my personal phone was blowing up. Right. And so I think I got in a series like a 20-minute stretch. I think I got like 40 text messages. Right. And so I was like, damn, should I change my number? My personal phone blowing up. Your personal phone be like for your mom and for your brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, your missus, you know what I'm saying? Your personal phone be like for your wife, your girlfriend, your side chick, and your baby mama. You know what I'm saying? For your personal phone, right? Right. But I'm joking, of course, everybody. I'm joking, of course, everybody. But yeah, phone started blowing up so much that it put me so far behind, bro. It was so many conversations going on at once that I think you as the Knicks fan are super excited about what you saw tonight. Coach, what's good, bro?
What's up, baby?
That t-shirt is fire, bro. Is that Nirvana?
Salute, Coach.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Smell like Teen Spirit.
No doubt.
That's when I was a teenager.
Smell like
the
nuggets
Knicks
on
were
my
pretty good.
Yeah, it smell like nuggets on my Timbs, man. For real.
Yeah, man.
Facts. Fresh leather.
What's good, man? So I don't want to dominate the thing, man. I want to get you guys' feedback and input, right? But I have like a million thoughts that I want to run by you guys, right?
Can
So,
Billy go first?
so Lee,
Because we
tell
got a
me.
short time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Billy.
Because Billy he's short.
Yeah, I'm short of time. Yeah, I'm gonna break out and let Drake jump in. I just wanted to say real quick, man. Salute to everybody out there. Salute to all the real loyal Knicks fans. Ron from Still Next Fan TV. What up, dude? And when yeah, what up? The win tonight was impressive to me. I was very happy, even though we didn't have iHeart and we didn't have Mitch. We had Sims and we had my man from the Bronx. I don't want to call him Achua. I don't want to call him his other name, Achua. And whatnot.
Precious. Yeah, that man ain't Precious, bro. Call that man by his name, bro.
All right, but okay, just like calling a man delicious, man. I ain't doing all that. I'm not doing all that, dog.
Precious Achua, right? Precious Achua,
Mr. Achua, and stuff like that. I ain't disrespecting the man. He did a good job today. Of course, OG got busy, and Deuce he did his thing with the threes, and Randall was spreading the floor. He got busy, and Brunson was showing why he should be a starter on the team. Y'all put Halliburton in there, and that man sitting in there with the V-cut shirt, a sweater and whatnot. That man out there, number 11 for our team, is out there getting busy. And why that man ain't a starter? But they're going to put some respect on our name when we start knocking dudes down, just like we did with the different McNuggets today and stuff like that. So very good win and everything. I'm going to step off because I got things to do. You know what I got to do. But I'm in the background listening and stuff like that, and I appreciate that win, and I hope we do the same thing to Miami the next night after that and stuff like that. So you know how I feel. Your Freezy, Ribby, G Money, Coach. Good to see you, homeboy.
Yeah.
See Lee. You know what I'm saying, chat? I'm out.
No way.
Love, man. Go on.
All right, boss.
Peace.
So let me. I want to see what Coach thought about, man. If we could just pass this thing around just real quick, just to get some thoughts, and then I'm gonna ask you guys about 1,000 questions. So just be prepared. Just give your thoughts first, and then we'll come back around. Coach, what did you think about tonight? You on mute?
Muted. Whoops-a-daisy. I'm here.
Whoops.
It's good to be a Knicks fan.
Yeah, man.
That's all I'm saying. Well, I had a good feeling about tonight. I didn't know it was going to be this good. You know what I'm saying? Those are those ones where it's like, whew, man, you hope for it. And we've been on the receiving end of games like this.
Right.
And it's just nice to give them out, especially against, let's face it, guys, this is the defending champions. And they were in full strength. So we did what we had to do. I mean, there's no now all of a sudden people might want to start thinking about pumping the brakes because look, the bench kind of did a little something when they came in tonight. Grimes looked pretty good going to the rim, and OG showed why he's first team defense in my eyes. I mean, it's not always about the stat sheet with defense. I mean, the difference he makes is just ridiculous.
Yep.
And when Brunson's throwing it down, you know it's a good game.
Right.
You see JB's reaction after that dunk when he dunked it on that break after
that rim grazer,
rim grazer. He was kind of surprised. But yeah, man, I'm sure we'll get into it a little later, but it just feels good. Just as a fan, it feels good.
Okay, all right. Hey, well, Ribby, what was your feeling about what you saw?
I'm gonna be the bad guy, to be honest, because I thought we was gonna lose, to be honest, because we don't have the centers, you know what I'm saying, and they got a dominant center. So I thought he was gonna lose, but
yeah, you got a TV on in the background?
No,
my bad. I do.
Okay. Okay.
I thought we was gonna lose, but not like probably like by like 5 or 10. But we just blew them out. Like I don't know how. It's like it was just a great win. It's just I don't know how we did it, but amazing win.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
G-Man,
he
G-Man,
kind of made that point that I wanted to make, but we weren't at full strength and they were, and we still did what we did.
Yep.
yeah, man. G-Man, say G-Man, what was your thought about the game? What did you think about the game?
What, right. What's shaking and baking, cool cats? What's going on, man? We put the McNuggets on the fryer. We fried them tonight. I mean, the defense was Knickerbocker defense. OG, oh baby, he was a pest. Getting to the open floor, throwing it down, skying like an American Eagle. His 3-point, his jumper was wet, and he shut down Murray. He shut down Michael Porter. I mean, he was phenomenal. Dante DiVincenzo came out setting the tone, nailing some threes, was rain from above. I mean, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson. What can you say about them? The tag team, the Manhattan tag team was just stupendous, using their size, their strength, their length. Another Optimus Grimes, Korean Grimes. Welcome to the party. Finally, getting to the hoop. He showed his full potential. He was slither his way to the orange iron. The bench was just phenomenal. Achua, I mean, Sims, everyone was phenomenal. I know Joker had 31-point double-double. It did not feel impactful, I don't think it felt dominant, though. We made it hard on him. We made it hard on AG, Aaron Gordon. And we pretty much cut off Porter, Murray, and KCP throughout the whole game. Man, this Knicks team looks uber-duper scary right now.
Okay. All right. Hey, Lee, hearing what you heard from everybody else, like hearing everybody else's thought and you know what I'm saying, giving time to think about what you heard and with your own thoughts, man. Tell me how you feeling about tonight win, bro.
All right, I got a few things. You know what I'm saying? So forgive me if I'm gonna be long-winded for a second. Shout out to Devon and Shy Powers. Devon got me so super hyped on the pregame today, and Devon said it himself. If we shut down everybody else and let Joker do his thing, we would pull this game off. So I'm gonna give my kudos to Devon.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
our
I'm saying?
man.
Because he really said, "That's my man." Peace to the guard. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna get some grades out, and I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna give a plus to my man Sims Jericho. You know what I'm saying? One of the Bible kids. Yo, Jericho, you get an A plus from me because you didn't do as much, but you did enough to slow down the Joker, as well as pressure Chua. You know what I'm saying? A plus
Did
plus
you just say he slowed down
OG.
Joker? That man had 31
He's up.
13. He missed half the game.
Hey, he could have had 51. You understand what I'm saying? But
No,
he did what
but
he had to do. Uh, Pause. Man. I mean, come on, man. Let me get my thing off, bro. This is your show. What I'm trying to say is, yo, Jericho did his thing just to try to hold the man, just enough. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he's all star level or none of that.
you gave that
You
man
know
an
what
A
I'm saying?
plus,
With
bro.
that, I gave him an A plus, considering we was just like you know what I'm saying? He was borderline pastrami. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Or
right.
baloney. You know
Or
what I'm saying?
whichever, right? Yeah.
My, you know what I'm saying? But considering what he had to do for the task at hand, he showed up for the night. Um, Everybody else, you know what I'm saying, well as you know what I'm saying, the other deli delights, you know what I'm saying, they showed up as well, and I'm proud of them. You know what I'm saying, because I am a Knicks fan, and I love to support them. Don't get it messed up. You know what I'm saying, even though somebody still needs a freight train up out the city, but that's another story for another day. Because I'm a relish in what he did today, and so I was happy and proud, and he showed up for us. You know what I'm saying? And withstanding and what saying everybody else said, I was very, 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 very worried about, you know what I'm saying, what the outcome could have been. But with that said, We did our due diligence. We showed up. You know what I'm saying? We represented it. We represented home court, and we held it. We held it down. You know what I'm saying? Before it's clear, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming. We're not getting overrun. Period. End of story.
All right, hold on for right there for just a second. Yo,
Yo, salute Freezy, salute
what's
Core,
good?
salute G Money, salute Ribby, salute Coach. Long time
No
no
doubt.
see.
What's up,
You
Long
doing
Greg?
good,
time.
brother?
Nephew.
Salute to
We,
the chat.
Salute,
Who's
salute.
Dre?
Man, that was
yo,
a great win. Wait,
yeah.
go ahead, Freezy, go ahead. I know you
Oh,
wanted to
so
ask.
so I'm just gonna ask real quick, how many Knicks fans you feel like, if there was a percentage, how many Knicks fans you feel like are ready to jump out of the window and say this is a championship level team right now? If y'all were to guess, if y'all were to speculate.
I'd like to think we probably
11%.
have like the most knowledgeable fan base. I'd like to think out of all the other fan bases. Unfortunately, the fan base didn't vote enough for Brunson, but I digress. If I had to put a percentage on it, like maybe 20, to be absolutely honest, like jump out the window with like no additional moves, because I think we
Right,
still have to round out the roster. In my
Thank you.
mind,
right, right, right.
I'm not about to jump out the window, but I will say this: there's a lot of positive things that I can take from this game in terms of showing what our ceiling can be, as long as we get like more consistent play. Because every night you're not gonna have you're not gonna have Duke shoot well from three, your Grimes shoot well from three.
Right, right, right,
You're not gonna you're like they just don't have the pedigree to that you can say, okay, I can expect this, that, and the third from them,
right,
especially in the playoff moment, right?
right.
So, but it shows that like yo, we do have a lot of talent on this team, a lot of talent that fits together. We're missing like one more ball handler creator to me, a creator for
Fact.
himself and others,
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be the Dejounte Murray move that people might be thinking of.
So just the reason why I ask is because whether people know it or not, leading up to every time I get ready to go live, like every time I prepare to do the show, I get bombarded by text messages and phone calls from contributors, like wanting to know like what we gonna talk about, what time are we coming on, what the thumbnail. Yo, Uncle Freezy, I saw something in the game. I want to say. So so what happens is in that time leading up to the show, like maybe I'll be texting with IKBM Dre, maybe Ty Barbie is sending me nudie pictures of Quentin Grimes. That dude legit love Quentin
Pause.
Grimes, bro. That dude love Quentin Grimes, bro. I'm like, yo,
Pause.
this is inappropriate, bro. You know what I'm saying? But or all of the Grimes Hive, everybody in the Grimes Hive will be like, yo, did you see that layup? And you know what I'm saying? So leading up to the show, it's like, and Ty Barbie, I'm joking, bro. Don't take it personal. Bobby, I'm just joking with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking with my guy, right? That's my guy. Um, and so what happens is I think sometimes we get outside of the moment and don't value the moment. Like this win where we kicked the Denver Nuggets ass, we should be celebrating that we beat the Denver Nuggets ass right now. Now, should we be celebrating if we beat the champion and maybe we should be champs? I don't know. Maybe it's a thought. But the thing is, I want to reel everybody in saying every year a Tom Thibodeau team gets hot. Every year we beat a team we're not supposed to beat. And I mean somebody we're not supposed. Like 3 years ago, I think we beat a Lakers team that was the defending NBA champs in their building, fully healthy, right? And then last year we beat the red hot Boston Celtics team without Jalen Brunson. We felt like we had no shot beating them without Jalen Brunson, and Emmanuel quickly went haywire on them, and we beat them. And it was like I think Dre said was double overtime or something like that.
Yeah, it was 2 OTs.
And tonight we beat the Denver Nuggets, right? And so what I was trying to express to everybody is, listen, I feel as if we're great. We're a great team. Remember, somebody told Knicks Universe that this team was going to win 60 games. Corey Lee, you remember who that person was? Somebody predicted 60 wins, right?
You.
Hold a second. My man right there, you to the left of me on my screen,
Right.
with the
Right.
mic in his face.
Right. And so I've always been high on this team. Well, if the team will the team win with 60? I don't know. I don't think so. The way we're playing right now, it's a small, minute possibility if we can maintain. I doubt it. But the thing I really want to talk to you guys about, all the Knicks fans, everybody up on the panel and things of that sort, man, you should be really excited about the direction of the team, right? Like where we are in this moment. Like some of the things that we've needed have been addressed. For instance, the young players having confidence. Excuse me. That's something that should have been addressed a long time ago, right? It took 99,000 years for them to get it, and it's here. The fact that the Knicks have a small forward. And the thing is, I think we're so fascinated by what OG Anunoby does. What we forget is most NBA small forwards do a lot of what OG Anunoby does. Now, OG Anunoby does a lot of the small forward things at a high level, like defense, but having a natural small forward, playing in passing lanes, getting these steals, being athletic in transition, that's what small forwards and big wing players do. That's part of what they do. When you add big athletic wings, small forwards, big shooting guards, small power forwards, things of that sort. This is what a Tom Thibodeau team can look like. Now, I'm not bashing them the roster makeup. I'm not saying Josh Hart is too small, right?
I'll
And
say it for you.
yeah, I know, I know. I
Oh,
do.
my bad. My bad.
I do. But and I'm not gonna say that Quentin Grimes
Party
shouldn't be.
crasher.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Quentin Grimes shouldn't be guarding threes and fours, right? What I will say is that the closer we get to what a regular NBA roster looks like, the better Tom Thibodeau's system will look. And the better Tom Thibodeau's system looks, I think the more we will progress deeper in the playoffs. Right? Coach, one of the things I wanted to point out to you, because I mean, they don't call you coach for no reason, right? Tom Thibodeau ran an offensive play in the first quarter, right? I forget where it was in the first quarter because my internet was glitchy, whatever. It was just the whole South down here where I'm at, right? Time Warner Cable, thank you. I mean Spectrum, thank you for that. Tom Thibodeau found a weakness in Denver's defense, and it seemed like he kept going to it. Right? Do you have faith in Tom Thibodeau that he can do that going forward?
I mean, he's been, whether it's been all the way as a head coach or not, he was an assistant coach for a championship team. He's
Okay.
been part of staffs that knows how to win. Most teams he's had, have been winners. He's won. I mean, he's a 500 win coach in the NBA. That list ain't that long.
Right.
So whether some people like some of his rotations or his decisions or whatever, the whole game,
Right.
the guys, he's not the reason we're going to fail. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I think he's going to put our team in the best position to win. Not saying he's the best coach in the NBA or the best schemer or schematics,
Right.
but I think with what his toolbox is and what the kind of game he likes to play and the kind of guys he likes to have, he's going to get the most out of what his scheme does.
Right, but that's not what I'm asking you though. I'm asking you, do you have faith that Tom Thibodeau can break down the scheme of another coach on a nightly basis going forward and exploit that?
Yeah.
Not what he already brings to the table, because we already know what he brings to the table.
I mean, do we know it's just him or is it his staff?
I'm not for sure. All I know is that Denver looked to Dre. It's when Denver went to that weird looking defense. It looked like a triangle and two up top. You know what I'm talking
Are you
about?
talking about when Jokic is in the game?
Yeah.
And they have him like hedge or show real hard to
Yeah.
prevent the initial switch.
Yeah.
And
they have
if you
two
look,
guards up top that don't switch. They just play a certain area.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you looked at our shot chart tonight for you, our shot chart was literally everything was in the paint or three.
Okay.
There was no mid range shots outside of that one ugly Josh Hart one from the corner late shot clock. If you look at our shot chart, it was literally all paint touches and threes.
Okay.
I mean,
and that speaks to, I think our initial game plan kept working, and we never deviated from it, and we kept poking and poking, like it was death by 1,000 cuts at that point.
Right.
And I was gonna say, go ahead, Freaky, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna mention just really quickly, for you and Coach, in that what you saw was Randall at the top of the key. OG Anunoby faked a cut and popped back out and screened for Randall. Randall penetrated defense, and when the defense collapsed on Randall, he kicked it back out to OG Anunoby. And I think you saw OG Anunoby take, I don't know how many he made, but I think I
3
saw
out of
him.
9.
Huh?
3 out of 9 from 3.
No, I'm talking about from the top of the key.
Oh, from the top of the key.
Yeah, I'm talking about I'm just talking about from the top of the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think he only took maybe 2.
Okay.
From above the break, at least.
Okay.
You took 3 threes from above the break, coming from top of my head. Not from straight top of the key, but above the break in the wings. One from the top of the key. He had one from the right wing, and then one from the left wing, and one from the top of the key.
Okay. And so Corey Lee, what I'm getting at, bro, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I think Tom Thibodeau tonight outcoached a championship level coach.
I can honestly say that he pretty much did. His game plan was strong tonight.
Okay.
His game plan was strong tonight, and I can't hate on what you just said at all, and I will not. I can't defy. You know what I'm saying? As much as I question Tibbs as the head coach of this team, and some of the things that he's has done, and how he's been pretty much outcoached in the past. He showed his, you know what I'm saying, excuse me for his proverbial ass on putting the defense down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Putting it, you know what I'm saying, on somebody and telling him this is how you choke somebody the hell out. And I'm proud of him. Very much proud of him. So for the night, he's safe with me. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know about the upcoming season and to the games that matter the most. But for tonight, hey, I'm very proud of my coach. I'm very proud of him and what he's done. So you will not get me to chew his ear at all tonight.
Right. So
we had a wire to wire win tonight.
Yep, wire to wire, and
we have no lead.
The reason why I brought up the Tibbs thing just really quickly is for the past 3 weeks or so, Coach, Knicks fans have been obsessed with the trade deadline, right? But if our head coach Tom Thibodeau is improving in the margins, just coaching better games, coming in better schematically, do we really need player upgrades to overcome coaching deficiency, or can we have well, I'm not gonna say much improved. Let me slow down, but can we have an improved coach schematically, systematically put teams that are as good as us in a uh jeopardizing position where their built-in advantages are now neutral. Now all the things that he preached, like hustle and all that stuff,
Starts to
can
shine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry about babbling, but basically what I'm asking is, does a better scheme from Tom Thibodeau make his players play better?
Of course, of course. I mean, and when we take hold and we buy into it, I'm gonna say yes, it does. But you know what I'm saying. But that comes from the leaders on down. And what I mean by that, leaders on down, when it comes from Jalen Brunson and of course Randall, Julius Randall, excuse me. Then yes, because the other players buy in and follow behind them. You know, it's when it's tough for Randall or Brunson that we sit there and question it because the other players are questioning themselves. That's just my opinion. And then they don't assert themselves outside of the players that feel that the established professionals that we have. You know what I'm saying? Because now our bench is reliant on younger players outside of the young players that we had.
No, I agree.
Okay. Okay.
So to finish your question, yeah, I believe in Tibbs and his staff moving forward
Okay.
with their decisions. I do believe in. I believe.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I do want to say that, not to be a downer on it or anything. But I want to provide a
Yeah,
little bit of context on it. Like they
are
were
you still that way? I thought you changed by now.
no. I always try to be. I try to be as objective as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Um, they were the last game of a
yeah.
five game road trip, and usually that getaway game is the hardest for some teams, and some teams just give up on them.
Yeah.
And if you were watching them play, like Walt Clyde even called it out, like Jokic gave up on a couple plays because it's just like, eh, Jokic would never actually catch up to a guard on a
Yeah.
fast
I was
break.
gonna say he overstated that because Jokic
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
catching
he
him
over.
anyway.
I think he overreact. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like he was never going to catch up. But it was some of it. It felt like watching the Nuggets play. It felt like they were going through the motions. At least when the game started initially, and then when they got hit in the mouth, they're like, "Oh, we got to do something."
Right.
And the only person that could really, I think I want to give Tibbs credit defensively. Our scheme to take away all of Jokic's options and make Jokic just try to win the game by himself. It
Scoring.
worked. Yep,
Yep.
it worked for the most part. And I didn't know, like, coming into the game, I didn't know who would be on who in terms of our matchups. But Dante did an admirable job of running MPJ off of all those screens and making him be a creator to put the ball on the floor. And he felt
Yep.
uncomfortable, and he scored no points in the first half.
Being a power, he turned him into a power player, and he was uncomfortable because
Yeah,
he's a finesse player
Fact,
and
fact.
and OG size and length fighting over screens made it a little bit uncomfortable for Murray.
for Murray. Right.
And I would say Jericho did okay defensively. I'm not gonna give him all the credit because we did send help his way a lot, but he stood up and he wasn't just paper mache. Jokic is gonna get his numbers on anyone. Like, I've seen Jokic destroy
Jokic backed
Rudy
that man
Gobert.
straight down to the rim, bro.
Like, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
backs it, and
That was in the first quarter.
bro, no, but
I'm saying
that's
he does that to anyone. So it doesn't,
yeah.
like I
Yeah,
seen him
my point
destroy
is
Rudy Gobert.
we thought my point is you thought or we thought Sims was strong. Man,
Until we
Jokic
poked his eye out.
strong.
I love that. I love that left hook. I'm sorry.
That-
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, speaking of the guy that poked him in the eye,
Dante's been really good.
Dante, man, he ain't been talked about enough. That
Yeah,
dude.
and when we poked him in the eye, we had a 15-point lead.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
not
true.
like we
Is
were
that
up by
Italian
one.
bias? Is that Italian bias?
A little bit. I like the spice of the
Is that the Long
meatball.
Island bias?
Yeah. No.
Shout out to him.
I love when the
I wish he could play more.
I'm used to being a minority. You know what I'm saying? I was a white running back. You know, I root for him.
Yo, welcome to the minority club.
Yeah, that's why I relate, man. Y'all my brothers, man. For real.
Yeah, man.
I see that little tan on your head.
Yeah, the Dante DiVincenzo thing. I wanted to get to that separate because I feel like what Coach said, that Dante DiVincenzo does deserve his own segment to talk about. You know what I'm saying? My thing is with with Jericho Sims' defense on Jokic and with Tom Thibodeau's scheme. Clearly, the scheme tonight was to make Jokic either shoot or make super long passes, right? And for those that missed a part of the super long passes part, a lot of times when they were looking to make those super long passes were either intercepted or we called them to fumble the ball while trying to make those passes. You know what I mean? And so it put us in this situation where you have a guy that could be the MVP in any year that he feel like it, in these uncomfortable situations where now he's got to, instead of being, how cats. Y'all remember when Joe Montana and Jerry Rice used to be together, and Joe Montana could just drop back and just throw the ball, and Rice would just run right to the ball and break off a long, reception or whatever. Tonight it looked
A
like
deep long cross.
bro. Tonight it looked like to me that Tom Thibodeau's defense was the perfect scheme for Denver on this night. Now, going forward, we have to keep an eye on Tom Thibodeau, right? Like, is he going to be that guy schematically going forward? Because the past 5 games, to me, it just looked like OG Anunoby was trying to figure out Tom Thibodeau's system and adding his own little sauce to it. But now, if Tibbs has figured out how to use OG Anunoby, bruh, the league might be on notice.
I saw him hit a couple mid-range shots. I'm like, who is this?
Who is that guy?
Yo, and I'm gonna say this real quick.
I gotta rock the hat like Freezy. I live in a cold. I ain't Florida no more, so now I can wear it.
For sure, you didn't even know. Look,
this.
that's me right there. That's me right there, bro.
God damn Sweden. Yeah. But for real, yo, I have to say this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take away from this victory because I do have to say something, because the Nuggets did just come off a 5-game, you know what I'm saying, road trip, and we were the last of it. And so they probably was beat down a little bit tired, but still the fact that we did what we did and handled our business meant a lot more, because, you know what I'm saying, like I always say to my kids as well as to my wife, strike when the iron is hot.
It ain't easy to win games at a professional level.
So. Right.
Exactly, nephew.
Is that what you call it, the iron?
Exactly, because that's how number 4 got here. But anyway, you know what I'm saying?
No foul.
You've been striking it all night long.
Exactly.
Yo, we need
exactly,
previous time, bro.
Exactly, but keep it frank. Keep it frank. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this, that, you know what I'm saying, when you see blood in the water, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And you can't play with it. And Brunson showed that, as well as all the whole entire team. You know what I'm saying? They saw a tired team coming into our arena, you know, proverbial, you know what I'm saying, they are the champ. and we did our due diligence, you know. So I'm not trying to rain on our parade, but we got one more. You know what I'm saying? A nail to put into this coffin to end this week for me to be like, you know what? Come on, come on. Besides that one
Well,
movie,
let me say this to that, Lee, just really quickly, just to add, to
Eat
add
right.
some type of um
The hell?
element to it.
Coach kill me.
Yeah. So I
You muted.
just real quick, man, just to add an element to it.
My bad.
No, nah, man, we straight. You caught me off guard, bro. I thought I was looking at Hulk Hogan and shit. But
Let me tell you something, brother.
I think the fact that the Knicks beat the brakes off of Denver sends a message to the pundits, the ESPNs, the Fox Sportses, the CBS Sports Lines, and people like that, that every time the Knicks name comes across their desk, the first thing they say is the Knicks have been feeding on below 500 teams, and they have not successfully dominated teams over 500. Y'all heard that too, right? Y'all hear that all the
Of
time, right?
course.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
the fact that the Knicks beat the pants off of Denver, who was fully healthy, and tried different. And Mike Malone went to the young lineup. Remember, it was like Brown and some other dude off the bench, some other young looking dude off the bench, and Aaron
Power, just give
Gordon.
me power forward.
Yeah, Peyton something. I don't know. Right? They tried that. They
Tyson.
Payne Watson.
Peyton Watson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Watson.
yeah, and then they
Randy
tried.
Watson.
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, but the thing is with that they tried that. Then they tried to shoot the three. Remember, they tried to bombard us with a series of threes where
Just
everybody came up top. Everybody screened up top, and Denver started launching threes from up top. And what that led to is on misses. They didn't figure that our athletes would out athlete them to those long rebounds and go the other way for offense. Excuse me, for offense. It came down to desperation with them when Jamal Murray couldn't shake loose from OG Anunoby, and OG was disruptive at the top of their offense. It came down to get the ball to our main guy and let him take us home. And when that didn't work, you could see them be deflated. They were deflated, right? In the about halfway through the third quarter, you saw them be deflated. As a matter of fact, Coach, when they waved the white flag, Lee, when they waved the white flag, they waved the white flag early, right?
Third quarter.
Like
Third
like
quarter.
like the 3 minute mark of the third quarter, they were like, let's just fly back to Denver in one piece.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they ran through they weren't even running their sets hard. They were just like
Nah, they
That,
were
that
just
was,
ready.
it was a practice.
get your stats real quick before we
We
get
were
up out of
going
here.
through the
Keep your
motions.
keep your averages up before we get up out of here.
Yeah. So
I like that minute chart though. That's nice. Y'all can't say Tom was working too hard tonight. I think he pulled
His
plug for
rotations
that
was
reason.
good last game against the Nets too. Like he kind of eased up a little bit against the Nets, if you saw. So like, yeah.
EG 14,000. If you're watching, we're still live.
Oh yeah, we kind of smoked your man without your other man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so to me, the stat of the night, and this is gonna sound crazy, but the stat of the night is Jalen Brunson taking 7 shots. I mean 10 shots. Right.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah,
that doesn't
21
sound like a
and
stat
10.
that he should be proud of, right? But I think that's the stat line of the night right there, bro.
Besides the defense, that was like
It felt like Tibbs.
That was some back in the day Knicks D right there.
It felt like Tibbs decided to watch the entire finals and then come up with a game plan and the day off that we had. Like he just watched the entire finals that last year and was like, Okay, let's see if this works.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna deny at the top and force passes to the wing. That's what it looked like they wanted to do. It looked like they were
Mhm.
trying to force. They were gonna make Jokic fight for everything that he got with Sims, which didn't work because we thought Sims was strong. Jokic is strong, brother.
Mhm.
Right? But then when you make Jamal Murray fight through, fight around screens, everything. If he gets rubbed off, if OG gets rubbed off, he's rubbed onto Dante DiVincenzo or Quentin Grimes or whoever. I think Jamal Murray met his match tonight in the regular season. Now, but we all know
In the
Jamal
postseason.
Murray in the postseason is somebody else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facts.
One thing too, we're officially locked in the 4th seed. We're a half game ahead, and we're only 1 game back in the win column from the 76ers.
Six out of
So,
our next 7 are at home. Go to
and
Miami next.
Mm.
I look around the league. Indiana beat the brakes off. Well, not beat the brakes, but it was a high score. 134, 122. They beat Philly.
No Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
But Boston, they scored 143
Boston had the
against
second.
Miami.
Boston had the second best shooting game in the history of the NBA in terms of true shooting.
They were like
They had an 80% true shooting tonight. 80.
Video game number.
And here's the thing.
Exactly.
That's
You know he's gonna come up with
exactly
that with his 2K ass.
why.
Excuse me.
Because you gotta understand something. I know a lot of people don't think of the West for like defensive teams. I don't know, for some reason, people always think of the Eastern Conference teams when they think about all the lockdown defense teams over the years. But they won the championship. Yeah, of course, Jokic and Murray, blah blah blah. But their defense, they're known to have a good defense, and we just did what we wanted to.
Yeah.
Now, when we got, and the thing I was going to say was, Tibbs, he knows about Boston, because he was there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Not
very
too
long
long
time
ago.
ago. It ain't that style they playing anymore. So.
Yeah, but he know right now with the way the Knicks defense is playing, we have the immovable object against an unstoppable force situation. There might be in a clash coming in the playoffs because we got to, when you can't knock it. When Boston, the way Boston's made up, if all their guys get hot, all the guys they got that can
shoot,
light it up and shoot, right? We got to. That's where our defense needs to show what we can do.
It's gonna be. I don't want to call Boston a finesse team, but relative compared to the Knicks, they are.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those things where it's like fights. Styles make fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do I have to cover my can with my hand just in case we don't have any plugs?
Oh, you good?
You can see how big my hand covers a whole can. Look at that. That's my
big ass hand, bro.
Got a light skinned friend look like Uncle Freezy. Got a white skinned friend look like Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
But here's the thing. Obviously, as fans, we're going to the ship. When you see games like this, we definitely try to be realistic about it. Just what the point that Freeze made earlier about the pundits that were saying like, "Oh, we're beating the teams we're supposed to," blah blah blah. Well, you can only play your schedule, and you got to try to beat everyone. Like, how many of those games in the past have we lost? You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, Coach, since the OG game, we beat a healthy Timberwolves. The first game,
yeah,
we destroyed the Sixers on their court, and they were healthy. Now this is another game where they came over here and we showed what we when we played to our potential. We showed what we can do. I think for right now, because we're just missing that extra playmaker. I think we play up and down to our talent,
Oh, definitely.
which is why like some of the lesser teams like that Grizzlies game was closer than it needed to be, or they even that Nets game.
I mean,
We should have
think
put
about
them
our
away a long time ago,
think
right?
about our 2 losses. Those are 2 games
Brunson was out for one of those games,
we were Brunson was out one of them, and we still almost could have won that game.
and the one where they just got
That
3
Dallas game though,
offensive
Brunson.
rebounds.
What that one game we were gonna lose because Brunson played like crap.
Yeah.
The Dallas game he played
He's playing
like
selfish. He's playing
yeah,
real selfish.
Yeah, that was the most selfish game I ever seen by
yeah.
Randall and Brunson when they
We
should have
can
just came together.
Yeah,
yeah,
both of them have Dallas connections.
we can
Definitely.
we can make it through Randall having a tough game because Brunson seems to always find a way to like reel it in because he's got the ball. So he sometimes there's a couple times when Brunson's driving and I'll see like iHeart on the block or OG cutting or something. And I'm like, man, why didn't he pat? And then he does that extra spin move, puts you in the spin cycle, and
Right.
he hits a little floater. I'm like, no, oh okay, yeah. I was like, why didn't you pass that? But he knows how
That's
to.
that Starks moment.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, but when Brunson's having a rough night, I just Randall. If Brunson's having a rough night, then we become the
Orlando
Randall.
Magic.
Yeah. Well, the year we had, we didn't have Brunson, we become that next team.
But I'm gonna keep it real with you, Coach. You could say that for a lot of teams. If one of your top 2 guns are off, it's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
look
yeah.
rough. It's just
Definitely.
it's just the nature of the game. And then when we play a particular style of basketball where a lot of it is heavy isolation, it just looks worse, even more worse when guys are having rough nights.
I don't know if it's by design or they just can't believe what they got, but I just don't think they don't let Dante DiVincenzo play enough.
I've been saying that. I think he should play even more.
Like
he's capped
like
in at what, 22, 23
yeah.
minutes.
Like
Yeah,
even
28.
in that Nets game, he hit like 2 threes, and then next thing you know, Josh Hart's coming in. I'm like, bro, he's hot. What are you taking him out for?
Oh, you gotta.
That's the dollar signs, coach. That's the dollar signs, coach.
Tibbs is obsessed with size, even if skill would outweigh size in the current instance. Because
Yeah, but Dante's a pretty good size. Technically,
he's
a
the same.
shooting
He's
guard.
kind of the same size as Josh Hart. It's just Josh
Yeah.
Hart plays a little bit bigger. I guess more stout.
Yeah, he does, but I mean,
Well,
DiVincenzo, he's got hops. He plays bigger than he is too.
He doesn't play like a weakling or anything like that. Like there aren't too many 2 guards that I feel uncomfortable putting Dante in my mind, even though he's 6'4". Like he does, I don't feel uncomfortable just throwing him on like the second best offensive player on the team because
Yeah,
we know
no.
OG is going to be on the best one regardless, at least the best perimeter one. So I'm not to think too far ahead, but
I think he's one of the most untalked about sneaky little pickups.
His contract is very, very bad. Like Dante on 11 million, on 10 million, 11 million. I don't think for a starting 2 guard, I don't think you can. There aren't too many better values other than guys that might be on a rookie contract like Jalen Williams or something.
And the thing is, he's contributing. Like, I'm curious what his per 36 number. I know a lot of people like those stats, but he's getting production out of. I mean, maybe that's why.
I do know he's shooting 43% from 3.
Yeah, like I mean, every time I see him shoot, I'm like, "Whoo, that thing's going in." It looks good every time, and he's so good at like when he's coming across like moving laterally and then jumping straight up
Yep.
to shoot. He does that so well because some guys they shoot and they keep drifting a little bit. He just had. I mean, maybe it was that being around Steph, for a little while. I don't know, but if they
Nah,
have,
I gotta take into account
also,
he's heading towards his prime in his career. He's 27, I believe. So
yeah,
like
no,
he's
no,
figured
no,
out
no.
what he is.
he's locked in. That when you get to when you're a shooter in the NBA, I mean, it's just becomes second nature. You can do with your eyes closed.
Go ahead, Core.
You gotta think, but before that, before he even developed his natural athletic talent, before he even blew out his knee in high school, he was super stupid athletic. In and what I
He
mean by
blew it
that,
out in the league
he
too.
had, huh?
He blew it out in the league too.
Yeah,
He
but
blew his
still,
knee out
but
in the
not like
league too.
yeah, but not like when he did in high school. Because you know when you in high school, you blow your knee out. That's like a sort of like what you call it? Like you'll never pretty much be the same. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he fought back from that and it still became the player that he is now to this day is is so far greater. And the reason why I bring that up is because when you kept mentioning how his movement is and how he stepped to the side and still jumped and still got that levitation off the ground to make that shot. You know what I'm saying? It speaks a lot.
I mean, you guys want to talk about who's going to step up, and I mean, technically, Dante is doing the stuff that IQ used to do. Like he gets hot quick.
The only thing he gets hot, but he can't like initiate offense. At least he struggled with it historically. Otherwise, we wouldn't be like looking for a playmaker to replace what IQ did. But like IQ, for certain, like he can play alongside Brunson, and in that role of being like a microwave and an efficient shooter off the ball, he could definitely do that. But the duality of IQ when he was here is that he could play on or off ball, and
Fact.
that's just not Dante's strength for us. And I don't think we want him to be that, which is why like we're like looking at like a Brogdon or a Dante. I mean, or Dejounte, because if that was like if if Dante had that ability to be on ball and orchestrate and get downhill consistently and make the right reads, we wouldn't be
Yeah,
so pressed to get another playmaker, right? It
I
just it
I
just
I,
is what it is.
I have a little shift in mindset for you guys to check this out.
Go ahead.
um, do we almost want to say that the Mitchell Robinson injury and then the subsequent I heart sore Achilles has been a blessing in disguise because what it's kind of forced us to do is use Sims and Achua more. I mean, they're forced into action. Now it's going to give them, some of that run and feel and confidence. Not that they don't have confidence. I mean, let's face it,
The
they're a
professionals,
yeah, they're
but yeah,
pros and they're alphas. They're in the league for a reason. However, as far as what's my role on this team feeling, now it's like where before if Mitch or iHeart or both go down, we were like, oh God, what are we gonna do? I mean, now
Mm-hmm.
now we got a couple dudes that can hold it down for a little bit.
like
And
if you get into foul trouble, Tibbs
yeah,
doesn't have to panic and worry. Like
right.
he knows what he's gonna get out of X, Y, and Z
Like
for
what
the
we
night.
exactly what
Simple.
we can do is like use them for five. Like we go against a team that's got a 4 and a 5, they're just too much to handle. Like we're against, say we play Milwaukee or something. Let Sims give Giannis the business for about 5 minutes.
Or you
Rack
can
up
go
2 or 3 fouls.
jumbo lineups out of the bench on
Yeah,
occasion where sometimes you don't have to like when when Julius goes to the bench, sometimes you can actually replace him with an actual power forward when he goes to the
Yeah,
bench.
because like technically, when iHeart's back, you can run iHeart and Precious and iHeart and Sims because iHeart can go at the top of the key and pass the ball around, and
Yeah, he has spacing that's not just shooting. It,
right,
there's more spacing than just being able to shoot the ball.
right, and so I mean, yeah, I mean, and for Mitch to come back, and I mean, that's like picking up a free agent past the because now I'll never want to say the blasphemous thing of saying that we've moved on from Mitch or nothing, but
No,
we
no.
we we've already playing the rest of the season that we
Whoever.
weren't going to have him. So now to get someone like that, it's like getting this late past the deadline free agent guy,
Yeah, it's just a bump going into the playoffs. At that point, it's just
because
gravy.
yeah, because when you get when you have two, there aren't many teams in the league that have two starter level big men. Some teams don't have any, and we got two,
Yeah,
you know.
and since like Hartenstein being out and Mitch being out, it kind of forced Tibbs to have more mobility on the defensive end.
Hmm.
And if you notice, like if we had Mitch or Hartenstein out there, I don't believe we would double Jokic as much or send help or like stunt or even send confusing looks as much repeatedly over and
Right.
over. You might have played him more straight up. And Jokic, if you give Jokic the same look over and over, he's just gonna dissect it regardless. But we kept switching it up. Like sometimes we would bring the help over late, or sometimes we would bring it over real early, or we have a delayed help, which kind of tricked and make Jokic throw a couple turnovers. If you notice, like a couple cross court passes and the turnovers, because he wasn't really feeling our help defense in a comfortable nature. And you only get away with that when you have more mobile bigs on the court that can cover ground as much. Like if you had like a lumbering Mitch, even though Mitch is very athletic, he's still a 7 foot 250 guy, 260 guy. When you have like guys like Precious and Sims out there, there was a couple loose balls that Sims got that our other bigs wouldn't have gotten to. Like especially in that first quarter, like when they missed a couple shots and he had to hustle to get a loose ball.
Hmm.
If Mitch or Hartenstein were in there, the other team probably would have gotten a couple of those balls. There's a dynamic. Not that he's better, but there's a thing that helps you. Like there's a trade off when Sims is in his right mind and playing optimally that he can help you. And it Tibbs put him in positive situations to help him succeed. Like he didn't leave him on an island with Jokic the entire time because if he did, Jokic would have 60 points. Let's just be real. But we kept showing and trapping every so often. We didn't bring the double at the same time every time. And yes, Jokic even beat the double a few times. You saw the behind the head pass that he hit.
Hmm.
When you're dealing with someone like that who has like a supercomputer for a brain, you got to show him different things over and over because if you show him the same thing, he's just going to dissect you, even if it's just straight up defense. And I think
Dude,
I think Tibbs did a pretty good job, and our bigs did a pretty good job tonight.
what about the
A good win.
the ability? I think the strength, at least this year. I mean, did we know Miles McBride was this good of a spot up shooter from the beginning?
Well, to be fair, we drafted him when he was in college. He shot 40% from three.
Yeah,
Like he wasn't ever a guy that was going to continuously break down the defense, but we knew
exactly.
he was at bare minimum going to be a 3 and D guy. And
Right.
Freezy would say that's what Huggins makes guys
Yeah.
that play defense, guys that hit open threes.
Yeah. So like that's why, as a staff, and this is where the front office needs to recognize, and Tibbs, I'm sure he's asking for whatever. We don't need to have Brunson 2.0 on the second unit because I feel like by default, our offense and our team is built around the skills of Jalen Brunson and Julius. So their sets carry over to the second unit. And who's the Brunson on the second unit? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Miles McBride is more the so Miles is
I was
needs to
gonna
be
say
an undersized two, really.
he's
With our team.
he's like a baby 3-and-D guard. That's
Yeah.
what he is.
So
He's like Patrick Beverly.
He's Kyle Lowry, right?
Yeah.
Every point guard is not going to be built the same, right? When you look at Kyle Lowry's development from Houston to Memphis to the early years in Toronto, Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul, though their timelines matched, they're two totally different type of point guards, even though measurement wise, they're the same person. When you look at Chris Paul and his height and weight, and Kyle Lowry and his height and weight when Kyle Lowry's in shape, right? They're the same. They're basically the same player. 6 foot, 6'1", about 195, 200, right? But even though they're a certain build, they're not the same archetype. For those that play NBA 2K, you know what I'm talking about, right? What I would say to what coach is saying, I think you're absolutely right. It's just like running the football. When you're in high school, you want running backs, right? But you don't want all your running backs to be 6 foot 240, right? You don't want all your running backs to be that same running back style. You want at
change
least,
up.
you at least want something. It's like when the Jets had Joe McKnight and Chris Ivory, right? When you have the guy who is the pure football runner in Chris Ivory, right? And then Joe McKnight can catch the football. He can run all those sprinter, all the tosses, all those type of things to get the defense to move their feet.
Scat back gadget player.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I'll say not to cut you off, coach, but what Tibbs values over everything is a guy that can create an advantage. Now, however you create the advantage is on you, but you got to be able to put pressure on a defense if you're going to be a guard. Yeah,
consistently.
And the reason why we struggle with Deuce on the court is because he's not consistently aggressive or creating an advantage so he can spray the ball to the perimeter or go downhill. It's the reason why we targeted Derrick Rose to begin with, right? Because we wanted a guy to give us an advantage that'll
Drake,
make the game
give you one
easier.
better? Can I give you one better?
I mean Jalen Brunson.
I give you one better. It's the reason why RJ Barrett wasn't traded 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because Tom Thibodeau needed that battering ram in the paint to make his offense go. Right?
Yeah.
What little offense it was. Now, no disrespect to RJ, I don't like kicking players in their back when they go to other teams, but I have breaking news. Coach, I have breaking news. This is RJ Barrett on the layup line.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Breaking news, RJ Barrett live in the layup line.
Kick that man back in.
Yo, that man was.
Oh my God.
RJ Barrett has to be the worst finisher the league has ever seen.
You
But
know,
he
it's
was
funny.
a Knicks, so we loved him.
You know,
and I
it's
love
funny.
RJ. RJ, I love you, dog. I'm just joking.
Finish him.
But it's something you just need someone to create an advantage. So
right.
You just needed someone to create an advantage, which is why we're even thinking about a Brogdon or a DeJounte. It's something that get like Freezy said, to get the engine going offensively off the bench. So I like Deuce. I think if we targeted someone like a Brogdon, it would probably help him a lot more.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where me and Freezy were talking about it, and Freezy was mentioning how some fans might think we're right there. We don't need to make another move, and it's just let's relax. You still have to acquire some more talent, in my mind. If you're trying to go
one
deep
game
in
in January, we got to relax.
It's how about this? The front office has been showing they know what they're doing. Just shut up and let them do what they got to do, man. They know what they got to do.
and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get somebody in here. They're not gonna
Yeah,
sit.
it's obvious. And writing's on the wall. We're getting somebody because on a night like tonight, when Fournier was the only player, coach's decision didn't even play.
Right.
There's
And when you beat
there's
a team
one
by
reason.
40 and that man still ain't playing,
There's one reason why that dude ain't playing. Because if he's
Salary
hurt,
filler.
if he's hurt, we cannot trade him. Right?
Well. Teams can knowingly take a guy on if you disclose it. And to be absolutely honest, the only reason he has value to a team is his contract. They don't care if he
Yeah.
plays at all.
Right.
So he could be, hypothetically speaking, he could be hurt right now. Someone would take, like, if he tore his ACL tomorrow, someone would still take him for his contract to get off the books.
Yeah.
So it's not one of those things. I think it's more of like, you don't want to throw in a veteran that's been in the league 11, 12 years in a blowout. Like, you leave those minutes for young guys that need to establish themselves in the league. Like, you already know who Fournier is. Like, around the league, you don't see too many 11-year vets playing off the bench in the blowout.
Right.
But what I was getting at a little bit ago before you did say some stuff.
Go ahead, coach.
Was that's the beauty of the NBA structure, the playoffs and the 7 games, the chess match stuff. Like when they see, like, people forget that right now, I think it's kind of like one of those things. I hate to always make analogies with football and stuff, but they translate some of it. Like when a new quarterback starts at the last minute because of an injury or just a coach's decision, and the other team game plan for that team, thinking the other quarterback was going to play, and all of a sudden it's a totally different quarterback, different style. Like there was a pocket passer as a starter, but the backup guy has got some legs or whatever. So in our case, when teams know they're going to play the Knicks, they know they got to prepare. They got to try to keep Brunson out of the lane. They got to stop Randall. They know they're game planning for that. They're not game planning for Miles McBride, coming off the bench, hitting some threes, so that's something on our end. We need to find a way. It's good to have a different look with the second unit, but I think that's what we're finding. We have to find what that look is. It doesn't have to totally match exactly what the starters are doing, but it needs to have. If the starters are giving us 100% production and success, like the second unit, we got to get about 80, 85. We don't want to fall off in production.
You just want to stave teams off while your starters. Just don't lose your minutes.
Like
that's it. Just don't lose your minutes. You don't have to win them. Just don't lose.
DFIU. Don't fuck it up. Minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need some. Our starters need a break. Don't mess it up, please.
Right.
And it'd be nice because the thing is, when was the last time we can? Because up until this recently, it's always been our bench is why we've been competitive, because our bench was better than most other teams' benches.
It'll get us back in the games.
Now our starters.
Coach, let me disagree with you on something I heard. I was trying not to interrupt you while you was cooking.
All right.
But you said something disrespectful to me. Like you legit took a white glove and slapped me across my face with it.
French style?
French style, bro.
I challenge you to a duel.
And call me some shit. Call me something French like laissez-faire or something, something French, right? I think we may be 50-50. I'm gonna take half the room with me when I say this. I don't think that schematically there is an adjustment. I think that we have people that can't man the operation. You feel me? Like,
Right.
and I think that's the reason why a lot of us Knicks fans are thinking we got to go get a Malcolm Brogdon type to kind of hold it in the road, because we know what we want to do on that second unit, right? We got the people to execute it on the second unit, except for the pilot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we know Dante DiVincenzo want to knock down threes. We know Grimes is better at knocking down threes than creating his own shot. We know that Precious Achua is a better role man than shot creator, right? But without that creator on that second unit, now you got Precious Achua at the top of the key dribbling the ball for too long. Now it's working right now. He's shooting a career high with the Knicks, right? Even though his shots are down, right? And tonight, Grimes looked fantastic against the Denver Nuggets G League team, right? But
Turning the baby Kobe against that team.
yeah, but when the block get hot, we got to start popping like ozone.
Like
You know what
playoffs.
I'm saying? Basically, what I'm saying is I feel you on what you're saying, like the diversification of the thing, and man, get somebody and then try a different thing on the second unit. And I already think the pieces are already there, bro. We just need a orchestrator of
Catalyst.
the
We need a
catalyst.
catalyst.
Of that second unit, because we know Grimes want to spot up. Grimes, everybody who's ever seen Grimes knows Grimes want to spot up, right? But without an orchestrator to get Grimes the ball when he spotted up, now Grimes has to create.
And then he's just doing dribble handoffs, and the offense stagnates
Yeah,
26 feet away from the rim.
Would you
right.
say the Knicks need some kind of like a Derrick Rose type, on the
Just,
second unit?
it,
Tell,
it, it,
tell me we couldn't use
Rose
him
is a
right now.
scorer.
Rose
Yeah,
is a
but
scorer.
Yeah.
He was a scorer, but this is like he created an advantage. So he was looking to slash, but he always had the opportunity to pass it. You just
right,
need someone that can get to the middle of the lane and make a
yeah,
decision.
he was still a willing enough passer later, like when we had him.
I'm saying again, and I'm saying, coach, like I'll put it this way: if Deuce McBride had a solid enough handle and his floater was actually very good, I would say just let him do it, right?
Yeah,
But when he gets into the paint or he gets into the lane, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to get the ball out in a timely fashion to a shooter. He's just not a great passer. He's just not a great dribble penetrator.
Yeah,
You
because
need someone. You need someone to get into the teeth of the defense and do something with it. Essentially, if you want
most
to be a shooting team, you just need. If you want to be a shooting team, you still need someone to break down the defense, no matter what.
yeah. So yeah, and so yeah. So what I'm saying to you, coach, is the slasher is there in Josh Hart, right? Your energy big is there in Precious Achua, right? Your other spot up 3-point guy, Dante DiVincenzo or Deuce McBride, whoever is there, right? You just need somebody to orchestrate for them, right? Because you, coach, you've been around sports long enough to know that you can't win a NBA championship, right? If your backup point guard is Josh Hart. And what we've seen over the past couple of in the Brooklyn game, when Josh Hart was trying to facilitate and he didn't even know when to tell the screener to stop.
Oh man,
That's
it
the stuff we learned in 5th grade, bro.
yeah.
Freezy, Freezy. I
You
was
know,
gonna say
who's got the mind to do it? If he had the handles, is Hartenstein.
if you, if you had, I was gonna say, coach, it would be like if you had a stud right tackle, a really good left tackle, some decent guards, but your center couldn't call out a blitz,
Right.
he couldn't direct
Yeah,
anyone or orchestrate anyone.
And
He
his
couldn't work in
squat was
tandem
weak
with the quarterback. And it would be like, and then from that point, everything falls apart, even though you have the requisite pieces outside of the centerpiece.
outside of the center. Like when your center is not the man, when your center and those tackles are not the biggest beast in the weight room on a squat rack, you in trouble, bro. You in
Yeah.
trouble because the start and end the start of an offense starts with the snap, right? If bro, if No lie. If your center, if his thighs don't look like a donkey, if your center got Randy Moss legs, you already know you don't have a running game, right? Right. If your center ain't got thick thighs and a thick butt, if your center is not a thought, yo, you already know you're not gonna have a running game, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm getting at is our bench is flat out in this position where when you ask Deuce to create, when you ask Grimes to create, when you ask Josh Hart to create, you get them out of their element, and then
They're play
now you're
finishers, not play starters.
right, and then now you got Precious Achua dribbling at the top of the key for 4 or 5 seconds, pulling up for 3 like Brooklyn. When I saw that, I was like, "Yo, can we?" As soon as I saw him at the top of the key, do the
You like
squat
you
dribble,
open
I'm
for a
like,
reason.
"Shit."
You
Will
open
you
for a reason.
will you be okay with Alec Burks doing it?
Oh
With the
no.
second unit?
I would be okay with Alec Burks being a member of the Knicks, but I won't be okay with him facilitating.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying to you is in that stretch of time from 12 minutes of the fourth quarter to 8 minutes of the fourth quarter when the starters come back, that's Alec Burks time for me. Just ISO him to death. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But if you're asking, do I want Alec Burks to be the backup point guard? No. Hell no.
I know that was more of a joke because
Because the rumors are
we
out there.
used them as we used them as a starting point guard for
We
a
use them
stretch.
as the easy button. It was
Remember
just
that? Yeah.
break in
Right.
case of emergency.
I know he's not a point guard.
No, but
Very
Coach,
sarcastic.
but to the point that you make though, if you put him on that unit, he's the most point guardy of all the point guards on that unit.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
he's better than
that's what I'm
Deuce,
saying.
he's better than
Yeah.
Grimes, he's better than Hart, right? So if you need a point guard for that unit, it's got to be Alec Burks because he's a better playmaker than all 4 of those out of that group of 4.
Absolutely. But
and I'm not saying he's an elite passer, but I'm saying he does point guard stuff well, except finish at the rim.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you need, because the guys that the guys that Freeze is just describing, they'll finish the play, like they'll end the possession with a good look, but you need someone to put them in the position to succeed. And when you're trying to do it through Deuce McBride, half the time he's taking like 10 or 12 dribbles and he's still at 3-point line.
Because he's not recognizing defenses. There's too much stuff going on, right? You got to call your play, get in your set. What's the defense doing? How much time is on the clock? Where am I at on the floor? What's the coach saying? What's the score in the game? There's too much stuff going on.
And,
You know what I'm
and there's
saying?
like other stuff that you got to recognize, like where's the low man on defense? If I
Right.
attack this way, will the low man come over? If he comes over, can I hit the guy in the corner, or do I have to swing it over to the other side? It's
Right.
it's just a lot for him right now. I don't think he has the capability of it, and you need
Yeah.
someone seasoned in that way to be able to run that type of play or operation. And I don't think we have that guy on the roster that's not named Jalen Brunson.
Right.
So when we get
And-
Gafford, we should throw in Tyus Jones because that's he'll be good in that spot.
Yeah, he'll be excellent in that spot, but he won't
Yeah.
score. He ain't gonna look to score though.
Right.
But coach,
you
this
know,
is the thing.
Tibbs loves guys that can score. That's the thing.
Yeah, and so here's the thing about Jalen Brunson, the stuff that we're saying about Deuce McBride were the same things they were saying about Jalen Brunson in year 1. All these things, like the game's too fast for him.
Overwhelming.
Maybe his size is to his detriment. He's got to get more crafty with some stuff. He's got to figure out. And what Jalen Brunson did was like, you know what? If you can't love the one you want, love the one you with. If I can't create baskets for others, just shoot it. And when Jalen Brunson just started shooting it, man, that has been his calling card ever since.
And man, learn how many different kind of moves and jump stops and pivots.
Yep.
I've never seen a guy that small have those types of moves. Like he has legitimate
Footwork package.
big man moves.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's like a little mini. He does the mini, like he's a miniature dream shake, man.
Tim Duncan, bro. That man is.
He's a
Tim Duncan
little fundamentals.
That man is a 6'1" Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan's big fundamentals and Brunson's little fundamentals.
But the thing with Deuce though is guards like Deuce are never going to learn all that stuff that y'all are mentioning because that's not their archetype, right? That's like telling coach to play tight end, right? Like coach, all a tight end is a blown up receiver
now.
But
I ain't tall enough.
But you'd be a running back that can catch. You wouldn't be a tight end,
right? Or an H-back, fullback.
Yeah.
And they already took fullbacks out the league. So
I know, man. They're using them third string tight ends and shit.
I mean, you're gonna see a good fullback on Sunday.
I mean, there's a couple. There's like 3 or 4, but anyway.
Yeah, Ricard is good too.
What do you? What do you? Yeah, What do you think of this? It seems to be picking up steam. This Gafford situation.
Hold on, let me bring my guy in real quick. Hold on for just a second. I'm going to answer that, right? But let me bring my guy in. Where is
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you.
Jamaican me crazy.
I knew last night, I said to myself, we are gonna take it to the house because the coach is
Vader,
here.
turn that microphone down.
The coach is here. The coach is here.
Wiz, can you lower the mic just a little teeny bit? Because you came in like, Luke, I am your father.
I am Thanos.
How's
my island brother? What's up?
My
brother. How you doing, my friend? I miss you, man.
Man, I just said last night. I woke up. I go, who's that with freezing? Who's that with freezing? 3 o'clock in my LA morning. We're playing Denver tomorrow. We're playing the champions tomorrow.
Yeah.
And coach is here. The coach is here.
Yeah. I'm a West Coast guy like you now.
What?
Yes, I'm an Idaho-me. I live in Idaho.
Oh snap! Okay, you got like 50 acres up there somewhere hiding away.
No, just a little apartment and a little lady. I had to go see about a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go see about a girl. There we go.
Yeah.
That's right. Goodwill Hunting, baby.
The woman was special enough to become a West Coast wizard like yourself.
Wow. Nice.
So yeah, man. And plus, a lot of other IRL stuff. My mama got sick and some other stuff. But man, I was, you guys were definitely in my heart. I was checking in on it, in and out. I'd watch the shows and stuff, and when I had a chance. And there was a couple of weeks there. I was about to come back again, but when I moved here, I had a lot of ducks to get in a row and stuff. It was a cross country move. It was tough.
Now you wanted to make an entrance. You wanted to enter right before we crushed Denver.
That's right.
Coming in, I said, OG's here, but he needs a little more spark. He needs the coach here.
That's it.
The coach is.
I had to kick in the wall like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
How's the volume, guys? Is it okay?
You're good. You're good, man.
Yo, man, tonight, wow. My next door neighbor, Freezer, Dad, who came on from CAA.
Yeah.
He's a Denver fanatic.
Oh, so you wouldn't let him have it.
I didn't say a word. What happened? Now, before I pulled up, and yells over to me, "Hey, hey, there's a game on tonight." I said, "What? Really? There's a game on tonight?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "Who we're playing?" He goes, "Oh, you know who we're playing. The guys who just, redecorated East Coast champ." I go, "Oh." I still don't know who we're playing, but I know the Knicks are playing. I said, "By the way, do you want to jump on tonight? Because I don't know if you want to, because after we beat them, I don't know if you're going to want to." And he goes, "Yeah, right." And he laughed as he walked away.
I bet you his neck's hurting because he was doing this most of the night.
Exactly. So
Oh
he
man.
I may text him. He'll jump on. He's not scared to jump on.
Okay.
Well, even though he got a whooping, he'll come on to explain why they lost. I go, we already know why they lost. You don't need to explain this one.
No excuses. We had our third string starting center and we still beat you.
Goodness, what a dismantling. Anyway, I don't want to change the topic. I want guys to go keep your flow going because I'm still trying. Because actually, I fell asleep like between the halftime and third quarter.
Success is boring to you?
No, I don't know what happened. I was up since 5 a.m. And I just go everything. I just somehow I just woke up and go, is that score right? And then I go, where the starters at?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Well, must be the parallel universe. Because Tim's going to remove. We're up by 30. That means we need to take the starters out when there's a minute left. That's when he'll feel safe.
Yeah.
And took them out in the third quarter and let them. Oh man, I'm still shocked. Oh man. By the way, oh man, Dre, I'm gonna be coming to look for you, man, because and you too, all of you, my boy, my boy Deuce. Actually, I'm glad actually Freezy boy up.
I thought about that. I've been thinking about this. That's one of the reasons I was like,
Tibbs, Wiz is gonna boycott Tibbs if he benches Deuce after the deadline.
those two games when Deuce started, like even though I wasn't rocking with you guys, in my mind I was saying to myself, "Oh, my brother Wiz, he's in heaven. He's
Yeah,
Deuce is loose." You know.
this is loose. But I'm telling you, he's slowly gonna give you a piece of his game. I think like OG is doing, but OG is a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
OG is giving you little bit pieces of his offense, a little bit more. And go okay, because I think just like Mitch Rob does in the summertime, I think OG does like some step backs and some spinning, some between the legs and some
Yeah.
360. I think he does it for fun at the gym and is afraid to put it into a game because it's just not been part of his repertoire. But it's in there. But he's just like, this is NBA players, man. I can't just throw it on them like that.
Yeah.
So I think slowly but surely he's gonna start bringing a little bit more of those
Well,
offensive skills.
you know who else is a fan of him is Kendrick Perkins.
Oh
You
yeah,
ever see
perfect.
when he talks about he's been talking about the Knicks, he's like, I'm telling you, that Deuce McBride, everyone always looks at him weird. Yeah.
The
He
problem I have though is why are we having these Africans can take American jobs? Because between him and Precious,
yeah, I know, right? Hey, I
him
don't
and,
mind.
check their green cards. We got to check their green cards and see when they expire. That's a
There's one
dead
night
right now.
I wouldn't mind getting Giannis. That's
Oh, that's
Uh,
another one.
hey, man. If
that's
if
talking about
if if
Africans.
if Glenn Rivers does what I know he's good for,
Oh,
Giannis will ask for a trade
oh,
in a very short amount of time.
and Dame too. They both. That's what I feel bad for. And I'm not really bad, but I do worry about Milwaukee. I want some competition, but let's go to Game 7 with Doc on that bench. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Doc. What we're gonna do is gonna say, "Oh, Giannis and Dame, sit down. We're gonna make them, get skinny. You guys coming in. Let them get a little lead." We don't know
There's one
what
thing
Doc
Doc's gonna do is blow a series lead.
thinks.
That's what he's gonna do.
Well, see, this is one of the things that I think the Knicks we have always had. Well, we've had this in us, but in the past we've always found a way to mess it up. Like this team, and they always say, "Oh, the good teams find a way to win." You know that whole thing, that whole saying in every sport. Right now, we used to find ways to lose. Now we're finding a way like the same because we've had success for a while. The whole, you know, second and third, we're a great second and third quarter team. Sometimes that first or fourth quarter, I don't know what the heck team we are, you know. But now we're a 4-quarter team,
Yeah, that's
you
a
know.
fact too.
You know, so like I think that's been one of the differences, you know, with us too. Because
Now,
we've always
now,
had, you know,
go ahead. Go ahead.
shining moments, and then we blow it. You know,
This looks sustainable as long as we
right?
keep acquiring the requisite talent that complements Brunson and Randall and OG, because we have to start looking at OG as a cornerstone at this point, because he's not going nowhere. Like, we're gonna pay him. He's gonna be who he's destined to be, and whatever ceiling he reaches, it'll be in a Nick uniform because he's not going anywhere anytime soon. We're
Yeah.
giving him that contract. So
Now, is this an aberration? The Tibbs letting these guys run? I mean, sit down for the fourth quarter? Because I mean, there's no way last year or even last week would I ever put money that no matter how far ahead we are, Tibbs would let the whole started unit sit for the last 5 minutes of the fourth, not much less the last quarter entirely.
well, it happened against the Sixers because our rotation dictates that Brunson and Randall are going to be out the game at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then you run your bench unit, and the bench unit just kept the lead up, and by the time they would actually have to come in the game they were already down 30. So there's no point in putting. Like, I'll put it this way: if the Nuggets were to have cut the lead to 20, Tibbs would have put them in.
Okay.
Because the score was 30 plus. Nah, he was like, no. But
Okay.
but I think the threshold for Tibbs is the 6 minute mark and 20 points. That's it for him. If you're at the 6 minute mark and the lead is 20 points, he's gonna put his guys back. Now, if the lead is at 30 at the 6 minute mark, then he's not
So
gonna worry.
am I still will I still be considered no matter how much I give Tibbs his flowers for bringing us where we are now? Will I still be considered Tibbs hater if I said I'm still first of all blaming Tibbs for the degree of injury for Mitch and the current stress on iHeart's and the word out of Randall pre-playoff?
I'll say this: as soon as our heart went down with that Achilles injury, you noticed the last game, even though it was a game that went down the stretch, nobody played more than 36 minutes or 37 minutes. If Hartenstein didn't get hurt and we were playing that same way, Randall and Brunson would have logged 40 plus minutes. OG
Right.
only played 33 minutes against the Nets.
Okay. Is it going to be temporary? Is it a temporary reaction by Tibbs, or do you think it's going to be a permanent?
I think it's temporary for now until we get guys back. Like, once we get our guys back and he falls in that habit of, okay, I'm trying to win every game.
Yep.
Depending on who it is, or like, for instance, if Hartenstein was healthy and we were playing the Heat on Saturday, if it was a close game, Hartenstein's playing 41 minutes without blinking.
I don't want to. I'm trying to give his benefit of the doubt, though, man. I'm trying to give him the benefit he's learning.
But his rotations the last 2 nights. His rotations the last 2 nights were pretty much excellent.
I know. That's what I'm
We
hoping.
need to be a team that has the mindset, because even Mr. MJ himself, the blasphemous name to say for Knicks fans, he wanted to win every game, no matter what game it was.
True.
And to me, winning teams gotta have that attitude. Because to me, it's a win out. Because here's the thing for us, we want to, because we're gonna have a new team still. Like we're gonna have another guy or two before the trade deadline that we're gonna have to figure out how to play with. So we're gonna have the rest of the season to figure it out, and we want to be able to peak at the right time. with whoever our current team is, because the team we're looking at now, guys. I'm sorry to say, whether it may be because of an injury or for two or three guys we may sign. The Knicks team is not going to look like who the Knicks team looks like today. Now, hopefully, it's for the better. the new look we're going to be looking at.
I don't think it's gonna be too much of a change. I think we're just gonna like in terms of like our rotation. I think we're gonna have like one more playmaker, but that's it. I don't.
Yeah,
Bar
I
injury,
mean,
of course.
Lineup.
Bar injury.
Right now, when Ihart comes back, Sims sits, right?
Yeah, Sims just becomes situational again.
Okay. So then the move we're gonna make, which more than likely will be at the facilitator position somewhere, ideally a backup point guard. That impacts. Does that mean we're gonna either have moved Grimes to get that person, or we just get that person, and now Grimes
We're
and
looking
Deuce
at what Terry
side.
Rozier went for.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
or
it's just gonna be salary filler and a pick.
it's it's going to be depending on
Which
the
is
level of the guy we're getting. If he's
well,
an
okay.
an
If
X
it's Brown,
star
yeah.
that
If it was,
is
I was
falling
gonna
off.
say, yeah. Go ahead, coach. I was gonna go ahead, coach. My fault.
No, what I was saying was if it's an X star, that's fallen off, but still has some value, like AKA Lowry or some veteran point guard that's done it before. If you want a guy like that on the second unit, he might cost a little more than I don't know.
Lowry, I was gonna say Lowry is a buyout candidate. I don't think we
Yeah,
give
Right.
up anything for him.
So if it is okay, so let's say we keep Grimes and Deuce, then whoever it comes, Malcolm, Bogey,
I was
whoever
gonna
it is.
say, I'll put it this way: if we target someone like Brogdon, all it's gonna take is 48 and whatever first round pick
yeah,
that
yeah.
we
Right.
ultimately give
So
up.
I'm making an assumption that we're gonna keep the team, but it's gonna add the player, but that added player now makes it a 10-man rotation to pick somebody to sit.
Oh, Deuce
Grimes.
is gonna sit.
Wow.
Well,
Deuce is gonna
here's
sit.
here's the
You
thing for
already
me.
knew that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think right now when iHeart comes back, we're still going to have the 9-man rotation or
Mhm.
8-man or whatever. But when Mitch comes back or when the new guy comes in or out, when it comes in, that ninth guy is going to be situational. Like, depending on who we play, it might be Deuce.
It'll be a 10th guy, and the 10th guy's
Yeah.
situation,
Like,
depending on who we play.
like if it's a team that's front court heavy, we
Might be
might
Precious.
we might
That's
have
coming.
Precious play a little more, So, but I don't know, man. Like, I'll put it this way: it's
good to have options.
like
right.
I don't want to wish on that for Wiz's sake, But if we bring in a guy that's good enough to say, man, Deuce, you're gonna have to hold off again. You're gonna have to hold up again. Just be ready to score. If you come in, just be ready to shoot.
Right. I mean, actually, I decided that Deuce was not quite ready last week, so I've already been set for him to be, sitting.
He has
for
an
another.
NBA jumper and NBA defense, but like the other parts that come to go with being a NBA point guard, he's kind of lacking it in terms of
Right.
his
So,
assertiveness, like playing with intention, and like his in between game in terms of scoring, he doesn't really have like a floater, or he can't really finish at the rim consistently. So like when you're lacking like the things of nuance, when you're lacking like timing and aggressiveness at times, it makes it hard for you to be an on ball guy at this level, especially if you're 6'1" and not explosive.
mhm.
So like Deuce will find his way. I think we gave him that contract for a reason because we'll have time and patience for him to find his way.
Mhm.
But in that time when you're playing like high leverage playoff games or something like that, Tibbs is not going to put him in a scenario that's unfavorable. Like if Tibbs were to put him in a game and we target someone like Brogdon, he'll be playing next to Brogdon. He won't be on the court as a lead point guard by himself at any point.
Oh man.
If we do
So,
get another playmaker, not this year, maybe next year, year after that. But he needs some seasoning. He still needs a little bit of seasoning.
So
so
do we
quickly.
What
Actually, Frieza said that we're a championship team earlier today, right? That's what Frieza said, right?
mhm.
Oh, jeez.
Would you guys think
Like,
that? Here's the thing. Here's something that we were guilty of. Well, some of our players bringing in someone like Brunson elevated everybody else to have a role and play their game like Randall was doing what he needs to do because he ain't got to bring up the ball and he doesn't have to run the offense. So we need a guy because I think if we get the right guy to run the second unit, guys like Deuce and Grimes won't have to take on some of that playmaking and bringing the ball up like those two do, where they can just score or
like
just like
defined role definition.
right. Because right now them two are just coming up the court with the ball like
They
like
don't
Sonic.
really know what they're doing with
Yeah,
the
like
ball. They
Sonic the
just
Hedgehog. They just run, they just going right through. You know, like Grimes is just so. I mean, I like the aggressiveness, but like sometimes he just goes full. He's always like full speed to the rim, and he's falling and doing twisting layups, and you know, it's
he's like a chicken in the oven that ain't all the way done yet.
yeah,
Like it's not browned up yet. You can still see a little bit of its original color.
yeah,
Like he's not fully cooked yet. I don't think you're gonna see the consistent version of like like an ideal consistent version of Grimes will look like Kentavious Caldwell Pope, but I don't think it's just here just yet. And KCP wasn't that in his 2.5 year mark in his
yeah.
career.
But I think we need two guys. Like I don't mind if we get a starting level two and let Dante run with the twos. And then, but I think we need two guys for sure. Still, like we need a playmaker.
If you
Um,
ask me,
I mean, a facilitator on the second unit
yeah,
and a four that can score.
I, if you ask me, I think the compromise in terms of what you give up and fit, I think Brogdon is probably the most ideal choice
Yeah,
in my mind. In terms of, yes, he can initiate, but he's also the size of like a decent sized big two, and he can play defense. So hypothetically speaking, you can mix match your line. He could play next to Brunson.
right,
He could fill in that IQ role
right.
where sometimes he's next to Brunson, sometimes he's orchestrating the bench by himself, and he can play defense.
Man,
He provides positional flexibility that IQ didn't really have because IQ is a good team defender, but in isolation he would just get cooked because he was so small.
that's why I wish Precious had a shot, man.
Precious shot comes and goes because I
Yeah,
remember him like on the Raptors last year, and he had some games where you dropped 20 points, 25 points based on if his shot was going in or not. But
yeah, but
if you
like
know
for
he's like
him,
a 50% free throw shooter, so you never know what kind of
yeah,
shot you're getting.
because he has like honestly his athletic like his movement and skill set athletically, he does fit the like he's able to be a four
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. Like
oh
his
yeah.
like he can drive the lane, you know, and he can actually dribble a little bit, you know. And
If you're putting him at the four, you got to make sure you put like a skilled big next to him.
right,
Like
right. That's where
I was gonna say, like if you're gonna play him,
yeah,
sometimes
I
you might
heart.
see yes, you might see iHeart, or you'll have to see him and Randall. Like if you downsize, right?
Right, right.
But you can't put him next to Mitch. Like you just can't. It's just too many redundancies. Like he
Yeah.
plays, he's like a smaller Mitch at
Yeah,
that
I was
point.
about to say that. He's like a 6'8" Mitch. Yeah.
So, but
boy,
it's
Nick,
kind of
yeah, got what it
it's
takes.
kind of the reason why you don't put Sims and Mitch together.
Uh-huh.
You need a skilled big next to a high energy big. Like that's why you like when you have guys like Josh Hart on the court, you need to offset that with skill players because Josh Hart's going to bring the energy, but he's not necessarily going to shoot very well or make the right decision with the ball in terms of passing. But you need guys that can put him down in his role and let him situate and just be the energy guy instead of being a thinker because sometimes you see him come up the court and he'll try to like start a pick and roll that goes nowhere because he's just not in his skill set. He just doesn't do that, or he cannot do that consistently. So like getting a guy like a Brogdon would basically push guys down. It'll have the same effect OG had when we just plugged OG in and it put guys in their natural positions. Like we got OG, it put Josh Hart never had to play small ball 4 again. Josh Hart sometimes played the 2, guarding other smaller or secondary offensive options instead of throwing him on the number 1 guy. Like though, like an acquisition like that will push guys into positions where they can only succeed, and you won't see the drawbacks of the negatives of things that they cannot do because you already have someone filling in that slot, and it'll only highlight the things that they're good at already.
I mean, today was as ideal a game as the Knicks have probably ever played, and as
In a minute, yeah, in a while.
coach. I mean, all around. I mean, Randall 2 turnovers, good decision making. I mean, I can't think of any. I mean, I always try to find ways to improve, and I'm trying to find what I would have said to anybody in the squad today and go, okay, yo, we gotta.
I
So
don't know. I don't know if Anthony Davis is listening. I mean Anthony Davis, Andy, if Andy's listening. But less Josh Hart minutes would have been better. More Dante minutes would have
Josh
been better.
Hart, I know that's true. Okay, that is a fact. Now, Josh, I
I'm
would like to
joking.
actually
Joking.
earlier, Coach. I heard you talking earlier about my boy Dante. They call him the Delaware Jordan when he was in high school,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that boy is bad, and yeah, I think the difference of minutes between him and Josh is need to be switched around. I mean, they
I
gotta
wouldn't
get.
even say switched around. Just make it more even. Like if you're gonna give
Oh,
Josh 24, give Dante 24. Don't let Dante play 20 minutes. Josh Hart plays 28 minutes.
right,
it's
exactly.
a, but
No,
this is. I mean,
Josh shouldn't break 30 minutes in any game unless
this
the
is
game true matchup issue where he's just cooking.
Tibbs will look at the net rating and use that to bolster his argument.
I
And,
don't know.
Tibbs is always going to default to perceived size or
Mm-hmm.
perceived stoutness. Like that's what he's going to default to. Even if that's part of the reason why Quickly only played 20 something minutes. Because if Quickly was built like Desmond Bain, Quickly would have played more games or more
Okay.
minutes. It just is what it is. Like that's what he values. He doesn't want he doesn't want slider frame guys on the court. It's just what he values.
I mean, would you guys have put any money on in last October? Would you have put money on it where it say this guy's about to take a 3-point shot? I am sure it's going in, and the name would come up and be Deuce McBride over Dante and Grimes.
Yeah, his jumper definitely shown up at this level, especially
Oh,
with the catch and shoot.
I
It's
ain't gonna
here.
lie.
It's
that.
here. Like I'm not worried about like before. I used to cringe when a shot would go up. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. And I'm not gonna lie either. I was there, even though I'm a new five. I was like, ooh, no, 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 no. Okay.
You want me to add that to the stage, coach? Or
What's that?
I could like on the background. I can on the
Yeah.
background. I see you looking
Now,
at
hey,
something.
hold on. What is that? Before we put that on it, what is that?
No, it's just
You
Josh
gotta put
Hart.
that- before we put anything up, man, you got make
He's
sure
looking
you
at
guys-
something for Josh Hart. That's all.
My bad. I didn't even know it was showing up on my screen.
No, you
I was
good.
trying out the feature. My bad.
No,
Don't worry, it wasn't no porn or nothing.
because I could see it was Josh Hart from the headband, even though it was so
Yeah,
small.
yeah. It was a story. Someone in New York Post said something about.
Oh, it's like it looks like real GM. But yeah.
But no, I was looking at Hoops Hype. But
Oh, it's who type. Okay.
but Josh Hart still isn't shy about his dislike in his role with the Knicks. Supposedly, he was talking to New York Post.
That was earlier in the year when he was like,
No, I
put
said
in.
5 hours ago that they asked him.
Really?
Yeah, he still pushes back and suggests that he's a power forward, and he said F no. He reiterated Thursday, I'm a guard.
Oh man,
He
he's
said,
probably trolling.
Yeah, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
No, but there's some truth to that. He is kind of right.
like I said,
I'm-
besides us
It's
and
so-
and whoever else on the team, uh, the number one fan of picking up a 4 for the second unit is Josh Hart.
Oh
You know
man.
what I'm saying? I mean, it's looking good on his rebound numbers, but
Yep. Mm.
I don't think he wants to like be banging in the paint with Giannis.
It wasn't as effective earlier in the year when we were having him and RJ play the 3 and the 4. It just didn't
Yeah,
work.
Man, so right now we got all value contracts right now because everyone is, except for maybe Josh, is playing above their contract.
Yeah.
everybody
Everybody.
from top to
Um,
bottom,
except for Jacob Toppin, he's not doing nothing.
even Fournier.
I mean,
He's
Jacob Top is not making
prime.
any money. Fournier is going to be a very good flip for when we do flip
Right.
him.
Right.
That's his
Wow.
value
Being a
right
flip.
now.
That's right. His value is just simply be quiet. Just stay there. Parle before say. Je ne pas. No, je ne pas say. Um, but boy, Dante's salary though is the best right now. I mean, Dante's salary is the best right now.
Yeah, it's $11 million, and for how
Like,
he's performing,
goodness.
uh, I don't think you could ask for much more.
Right. What would you pay OG this summer?
OG's going to get like 140 million.
4 years?
Yeah.
Play
If we're
up.
if we're lucky, he opts in to his deal and then takes an extension, which
Oh,
helps us out in the short term.
kind
Kind
of
of like
like
how Josh Hart did it,
Josh did last year. Yeah. Oh man.
but I don't know if he's going to do that.
What's his player option right now?
I
I
think it's
mean,
like
like,
17 million or something like that.
wow.
He could opt in and then we extend him and give him whatever
Exactly.
figure that he wants for the short term. Like it'll help us in the next year. But
Because
I don't know. I don't know.
technically,
Never know.
Freezy, that right now Josh is his option, right? Right this year.
Yeah, he's at like 13 million right
Right.
now,
So
and then next
technically,
year it jumps
not
to
playing.
18.
He's playing like a $30 million player technically right now, not an
I don't,
18
is he?
million.
Is he? I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
When was the last time? Think about what this 12 game stretch we've just had, the impact it's had on our whole season.
Oh
Like
man.
we are right now number 6 in the NBA in net rating.
Mm.
And it's spiking. It's
We're
spiking.
we're 5.5 net rating, and we're only a .2 behind Minnesota, who's fifth.
Mm.
So
Minnesota started out very high and then they tapered off.
it's Boston, OKC, Philly, LA, Minnesota, and us.
LA Clippers, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Clippers.
LA
The
Clippers.
Clipper. The
Okay.
Clippers. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
don't say
Clippers have
LA.
had the best stretch in basketball.
They're the
Don't,
new
don't,
kings of
don't say
LA right
LA
now.
and don't say Clippers because you know what? I tell you, before I moved here to LA, I was in Acapulco. I was with these two young ladies from LA. I'm chilling, and I said, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to move to LA next year." They go, "Where?" I go, "Studio City." They goes, "That's the Valley. That's not LA." No, little
Oh
state.
God.
That's
Yeah.
all. It's like Jersey saying in New York. Like people from Jersey don't want to claim New York. I'm like, that's not New York. I can't do it from Buffalo. So I'm from New York. I'm like, Buffalo, that's Canada, man. Don't say New York. But in LA, you can't say LA when you talk about basketball team. You gotta say the Clippers.
If it's
'Cause-
not the actual county, they don't count it.
no, it's
Right.
in the county. No, no. So the Valley's in the county. They don't want the county. They want to be like LA City proper. I mean,
Uh,
they don't even call Beverly Hills as LA because it's Beverly Hills, the city of Beverly Hills. And in LA, Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills,
yeah.
it runs right down through, through Crenshaw and stuff. Above Wilshire Boulevard, which is Beverly Hills, north, it's Rodeo Drive. Below it, it's Rodeo. And I
Right.
go, we're nobody in LA or not. If you say Rodeo, you're not from LA. It's Rodeo, man. So,
Mhm.
but like, coach goes LA. I'm like, please, that's not the Clippers. I went to the Clippers game. Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw the broadcast and voice that Frieza did. I was going to the Clippers game the week before the Clippers Knicks game, I was about to book my tickets, and I saw a clip. Was like, man, a lot of tickets left. I'm not gonna even buy tickets now. I'm gonna go down to the to the arena. And I pulled up right before the game started. I was running late. There's a parking spot. Every block is an extra $20.
Oh
So
God.
it's four. It's 60 by across the street from the arena from Crypto.com. Then it's about 50 a block away. Then it's 40, and it keeps going down as you're further away. You got to walk.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up to the first gate, and there's some kids who are manning it. It wasn't automated. And I'm like, yo, I'm from New York. You're not going to charge me $60, man. Come on, the game already started. No one's coming in right now. The guy goes, okay, I give you 20, man. And the kid took $20. I'm like, cool. Plus, it's the Clippers. So he took $20. I parked. I ride across the street. Saw some scouts outside. I'm like, give me the cheapest seats you got, man. He goes, come on, man. Come on, you don't want to sit up there. I said, no, give me the cheapest seats. $30. But yeah, it's digital, so you gotta do it online, right? So you gotta click to the download
He
app.
probably moved down though.
Right? Please move down. I walked into the arena. I walked straight to the first floor. I had Freezy on the phone and video. I said I had Freezy video on the iPhone FaceTime. I FaceTime Freezy. I walked straight behind the Knicks bench. I said, "What's up, Deuce?" I was right there behind the bench, and I stepped back 3 rows. Talked to one of the ushers who's a Miami Heat fan. I started talking trash because, oh, Heat? Oh, man, you guys are all right. Well, I'm from New York. And before he knows it, I'm going to sit down right here. He goes, cool. I sat down 4 rows back. Clippers game. The next 2 days later, I was trying to go to the Lakers game. The parking lot wouldn't even let me get in there.
Yeah,
So
nah. The Lakers are different.
the seats that were available were the scout for $600 seats were
Oh
available.
no.
I
Oh
said,
no.
what? I said, man, I can fly to New York and back. I don't think. Anyway, so that's what LA is, okay? Clippers game, you walk in, $30 seats, $20 parking, sit in the fourth row.
It's the same
Lakers,
thing for the Nets and the Knicks.
oh,
It's
that's
the same
right.
thing. It's
I,
the same thing.
That's
I want to
right.
bring this up about the impact of. I'm glad the Madison Square Garden and the Knicks fans are recognizing
Mm.
the greatness of OG Ananobi every time they're chanting OG. Because I was just kind of nerding out a little bit, looking at stat muse and all that stuff. And I'm looking at the Knicks, plus minus, right? Our leader was Hartenstein plus 227 for the season in 43 games as a Knick. Well, in 13 games as a Knick, OG Ananobi is now leading the Knicks at plus 239 in 13 games.
That doesn't even
Is that
make. You know, it's funny. Over the last, I don't know, whatever. I think over the last like 10 years or so, the only players that have had like a plus minus of 200 over 12 games was Jokic and Embiid over 12 games. A
Mm.
plus
yeah,
minus over 200 over 12 games is Jokic and Embiid, and
yeah,
that's in that
Wow.
in that
yeah,
stratosphere in terms of plus minus
yeah.
impact.
And Ananobi is 239 over 13 games.
Wow.
Yep. And another amazing stat is he's shooting 88% since he's been with the Knicks from free throw line.
Mm.
Yeah, he's actually shooting much better from the free throw line here than he did over there. And as soon as we traded RJ, he started shooting badly from the free throw over there.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't, I
Yeah.
don't
It's a
maybe it's
charity.
Madison Square Garden.
But
It's
I
yeah.
originally got into the some of those stats because I was looking up Dante DiVincenzo, and he's actually number 8 out of all guards in true shooting percentage this year.
Which
Mm.
is very,
Wow.
very good. And he's
Yeah.
not taking very easy shots, even
No,
though we're drawing up shots for him.
he's at when you have a guard that shoots over 60% true shooting percentage, that's pretty dang good.
Right.
He's at 62.4.
Wow.
And especially if you're shooting majority just jumpers,
Right.
because he's not like true shooting can get inflated with free throws and layups if that's the majority of your shot profile. But if you're
Right.
taking overwhelmingly threes, and it's
Right.
that, you're living right.
I'll
Living
put it
very
this
right.
way: you know,
And it would be better if he shot free throws better because he shoots free throws at like 70%, which makes no sense.
Would you say that Jalen Brunson right now is top 3 or top 5 candidate for MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's top
five.
five. Yeah, he's top five
Top
for
five.
right now. But I don't think he's not gonna pass where he's not gonna pass where Giannis and Jokic and Embiid and Shai
Right.
Gilgeous
But
are.
as far as
But
impact for our
after
team,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
like
But I'm
his
talking about
impact on us has been equal or more than the impact of those 4 obvious guys, for their teams.
Maybe not.
I'd say equal, but like
Yeah.
for when you're trying to like win an MVP or like things of that nature, you need to have it cook. Like you have to have an arrival season, and when you arrive and those narratives and the expectations come with it, and then you live up to those expectations. Like put it this way: if Brunson decides next year I'm going to average 28, 29 points per game, and the Knicks win 55 games and have a top 2 seed,
Right.
then you'll see him get it. But because this is his arrival year. It's kind of like when Steph Curry had his arrival against us when he dropped to 55, and then shortly after that, the following years he started getting MVPs because he had expectations, and then he rose to those expectations and surpassed it.
Like, let's just face it, Brunson or not, because Brunson can only affect the other guys so much. The difference between this Knicks team and the Knicks teams in the past is, one, we're actually making our shots.
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
we're actually playing some defense.
Mm-hmm.
What does that equal? You win some games.
Yeah.
So
it's very simple. Very simple math.
And when you're looking at 2 all-stars level guys, and then you got an MVP candidate, and the MVP candidate,
you think about the Mazda SUV
is fourth. He's fourth on the Knicks in true shooting percentage, as good as he's playing and shooting. That's when you know. That's when you know your team is good. When you gotta
contextualize it because
man,
when you're true.
When you mind, bro.
Freezy, when you talking about?
Did that man say Jalen Brunson is in the MVP conversation?
He should be.
Yeah.
No.
Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard the Garden chant MVP?
Oh well, that sells everything.
Candace Parker said he is, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
he didn't show up against the Heat.
I'll say he'll be on the ballot and he'll actually get a couple votes, but he's not going to win it. He's gonna get a couple votes. Freezy, he got a couple votes last year for MVP.
All right, I got something.
That man should. Hey,
compare what he did.
Before you do it, let's do a list, right, of the top 10 MVP candidates in the league and see if Jalen Brunson is on it. That way we can either put it to rest or build a case for him.
Tatum.
All right, so let me.
Right
now, who's your MVP of the league right now?
Embiid.
Joel Embiid, right? So Joel Embiid.
He just dropped 70, man. Like,
right. So who's in second place right now?
The best player doesn't go to the best player.
Jokic,
right? Yeah. So Nikola Jokic, right? I'm gonna try to spell the names right, y'all. I'm sorry if I misspell.
Giannis.
Right. So third. Who's the third best?
Giannis. No. SGA.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I missed. So,
in fact, I would put SGA over Nikola right now.
Yeah.
I say Brunson. But
all right. So let's just say SGA right here, right? Just because he's on the list.
Yeah.
Right?
Giannis.
And then Giannis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see, this is where
it's a toss up after that.
This is where things get dicey because I know you guys are not telling me that Jalen Brunson right now is more impactful than De'Aaron Fox.
Yes, I am.
No,
I am.
Yes, I am.
Because we're not watching Sacramento games, but I am because I'm a Knicks. Oh my.
Okay. All right. So outside of scoring the basketball, what else does Jalen Brunson do?
It's leadership skills. Can be measured.
Something I can put in the stat column, something where I can measure it against another player. Outside of scoring the basketball, what else does Jalen Brunson do?
Takes care of the ball.
He averaged more assists than De'Aaron Fox, Freezy. He averages less turnovers than De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
He leads the league in charges at this current juncture.
Yep.
He shoots better than De'Aaron Fox from the field at every part of the court. So he's a better overall shooter than him, better from three on high volume. He's a better free throw shooter than De'Aaron.
Okay, so
De'Aaron is a better
I'm
defender
gonna
than him.
put him right here. No, I'm gonna put him right here, right? So we build a case for Jalen Brunson, right here at 5, right?
Tatum,
right here at 6, right here at 6. I want to put Luka Doncic because I feel like Luka does more with less.
But you gotta honor Team 35-10, like
no,
the Celtics.
I'm not saying Tatum's not on the list, but what I'm saying is one player does more with less is what I'm saying, right? Does Tatum do all this stuff without Porzingis, Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday, and all of that? Does Tatum put up MVP type numbers then?
I mean, he's been doing it.
I mean, he did last year
without
Chris Stapps, without Drew Holiday.
Yeah, but he still
has Jaylen Brown, but I mean,
he's the best player on the best team right now. So
first of all, like the whole argument is for this year's MVP, not last year, for one, right? Secondly,
are you taking in narratives like best player?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just telling the truth. If we're talking about this year's MVP, right, then we have to go by what the player did this season, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Coach, does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in my mind, Luka does more with less in any season. But if I'll tell you what, we'll put for this list, we'll put Tatum. We'll put Tatum right here, right? Okay.
I say Kawhi's top 10 this year.
Oh, I forgot Kawhi too.
You gonna put Kawhi right here?
Kawhi is balling right now.
Let's put Kawhi right here.
He's shooting 88% from the free throw line too.
Yeah, man. Anybody forgot about Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Anybody forgot about? What about Anthony Edwards? Should Anthony Edwards get some love yet? Or
I give him love. I give Anthony Edwards love.
I give him love. But for Freezy, in my mind, like anyone after 4, it's a toss up to me.
But Dre, what I'm saying is we got to make the list for it. We can change.
Okay, got you. I got you.
We can change the names based on opinion. But you know, if we do a list, then at least we can say, hey, you know what, such and such is playing better than such and such right now.
Got you.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so is and so the other guy you mentioned, you said Kawhi, and who else did you mention?
You can throw Tyrese Halliburton in there.
Tyrese, yeah, Halliburton, yeah. Halliburton. Okay, coach, you got a name?
Well, mine was Kawhi, but I would say
Then you can throw De'Aaron.
Yeah.
And Luka. You didn't name Luka.
Oh yeah, I think you put the right Luka in there.
You could put Luka and then De'Aaron to me. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's the list already.
All right. So and then we can add Anthony Edwards, whose team is balling. Who else would you add in the conversation?
I mean, would we say?
I think that's it.
Would we say Mitchell right now is a top 10? Maybe at 10 for Cleveland.
Oh well, now Mitchell is balling. His team got hit with a bunch of injuries, and
I mean,
they've been treading water. They've been winning games.
He's 5.5 and 6 right now.
Donovan Mitchell, okay.
And they lost Garland and Mobley for a long time.
So we're at Spider. Okay.
I mean that's when you're looking at, you know, all top 5 seeds on each side of the Eastern Conference are represented pretty much.
Right.
You're looking at basically all NBA players, like all of them at this point.
You want to put Cat in there, right? No Cat, right?
Are we overlooking we overlooking Zion a little bit for top
Yes.
Not
10?
yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Definitely overlooking Zion. Yeah.
Zion Williamson?
Yeah. The Pelicans ain't shabby.
No, they're
What are-
good. I'm not poo pooing on them, but it's just like usually MVP numbers.
I mean, I put him ahead of De'Aaron.
No, I think without De'Aaron, Sacramento suffers. I think without Zion, Pelicans still do well.
I won't say well, but they can win some games.
Right.
I have one name in the case for Jalen Brunson. Steve Nash.
There we go. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
It comes down to this. We're starting to spin around what the MVP means and really is. It's not. A lot of people try to make it, oh, it's the best player in the league award. I mean, if that's the case, Michael Jordan should have been MVP most seasons. Shaq should have been MVP probably 5-6 times in his career. If that's the case, he always jokes around and says Steve Nash stole 2 from him. You know,
Kobe should have had more than one.
yeah.
Right,
So
right.
like, to me, that's the kind of impact Brunson's having to me. Like the 2 Steve Nash MVP seasons. But are you telling me that Nash was doing more for the Suns in those seasons than Brunson's doing for the Knicks right now?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, he was more of a assist guy.
I'll say that they got like a top seed while Amari was out for like the whole year, and he was just dragging role players along for the ride by orchestrating that offense, him and D'Antoni. So I would say that second MVP that he got was well more deserved than the first one.
Right, but if you think about the Knicks, what impact Jalen Brunson has had on this team since he's gotten here. Like, we're the laughing stock up until he got here. Then all of a sudden people started changing their mind, talking about the Knicks. And they want to talk about everything else.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah. They want to talk about everything else except for Jalen Brunson. They keep making excuses. Oh, he's too small. He can't play defense. Can't do this. Can't do that. But you know what? There's something in the stat column. There's in the stat column. Just some guys know how to win. This guy, and that's something I've been saying about him when we first signed him, when he played at Villanova. He knows how to win. There's something about that. You ever have been in a situation like when you're doing a pickup game and there's the group of guys that are playing and they're not the best players, but just for some reason they just win every dang game when they're out there.
Okay.
It's just like there's some guys that just know how to finish a game.
Right.
And he's someone the Knicks have. When was the last time the Knicks had a finisher?
Melo. That's about it.
Like someone I can say, you know what, I'm gonna take this biatch over. You know,
get out the way. Give me the ball. Get out the way.
I mean,
Melo.
Randall tried to do it. He started doing it in the second quarter.
He succeeded at it for one season.
Right. When the COVID juju, you know, the way he was shooting.
Yeah.
But
another factor I do, coach, though, is if you take the player out of your rotation, I mean, bench that player, how does the team fare? And I think Dallas still makes some noise. I think Minnesota still makes some noise. I think Boston still makes some noise. I think Clippers still make some noise. So I'm trying to eliminate those other guys by the fact that without them, their team is not lost.
Freezy, do you think we make the playoffs if Brunson's not on this team?
Yes.
Ooh.
We're barely a play-in, I think.
Deuce. He loves Deuce. That's why.
So that's an unfair question, right? Because I think the question to me should have been, do you feel like Jalen Brunson can help this team win a championship? Right. And then I would have said yes to that also. Right. And so because the floor of the question is set at a place where a playoff team loses one player, and I think they can scratch their way to the play-in because I saw SGA do it with Oklahoma City last year.
And they were benching SGA like on
Right,
purpose.
right, yeah, and so yeah, so when you ask me that, I'm not shading Jalen Brunson on that. I just want everybody to know that I think Jalen Brunson is a great player, but this list we put up here, bro, we didn't even include Anthony Davis. And I know for a lot of people on the East Coast, there's mad East Coast bias, and then there are narratives like they call that man street clothes and all that stuff. But I think that man
He's
right
putting up
now is
numbers right
averaging
now.
like
Yeah,
22 and 15 or something weird.
I mean,
Nah, he's over 25 freely.
if
Like
the Lakers were in the middle of the pack in the playoff race, I would say yeah, but they're doo doo.
Right,
they're a
right.
500 team for right now.
But the thing is without Anthony Davis, would they be a 500 team?
Oh no,
I mean, I think yeah.
they'd
I
be
mean,
lottery
LeBron,
team.
you got LeBron James on your team. You're gonna be. He finds a way to be 500 with him and the G League guys. He's
I,
500.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Coach. I don't think LeBron's impact isn't what it was because he's just 40.
No.
Like I think if you used to look up LeBron's plus minus, it's like 40 for the entire year.
Well, look at the whole team's plus minus.
Yeah.
Probably all bad.
I mean, well, plus minus is a team stat anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
But
So
here's the thing.
That's why like plus minus is kind of flawed at times. It can help give you a
Let me-
guideline, but you can't rely on it always.
Let me bring up some guy.
Kevin Durant.
You remember there was this team, the Knicks had to go to 7 games to beat without Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I mean, the Bulls were still pretty dang good without the GOAT.
Pippen went into MVP level.
Yeah, they still were the Eastern Conference Finals.
Could I ask y'all a question since y'all actually lived there? Why didn't Pippen win MVP that year?
Hey, let me do. But,
not to distract. Okay, my fault.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen is not that guy on that level.
But what I was saying, why I was bringing that up was, then I don't see the Knicks being that competitive without Brunson. They're a whole nother level of a team with them.
Okay, so I'll say this, right?
What's that sound?
We got some mic noise, brother.
I think that's Wiz.
It might be Wiz.
Wiz is on the road right now.
So
I'm walking him out. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is there are two versions of the Knicks. There's the version of the Knicks with Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. That team has proven that they can make the playoffs with with significant guys out, right? So if you're asking me if the team before OG Anunoby is traded to the Knicks can make the playoffs, I think so with Emmanuel Quickly at point guard. Right. And I think y'all do too. I think y'all know that if Emmanuel Quickly was the full-time starter, say Jalen Brunson slipped on a banana peel and is out 80 games, I think y'all know that Emmanuel Quickly could lead this team to the playoffs. Now, how far they go in the playoffs, I think Jalen Brunson lead this team on a deeper run in the playoffs than Emmanuel Quickly. Right. And then there is the New York Knicks after that trade where Deuce McBride is the full-time point guard. Right? No,
Yeah.
I think they're a lottery team.
Gotcha.
I don't think Deuce is that guy.
That's fair. That's a fair.
Yeah, I just want to keep it a stack if we're just going to talk about like the basketball stuff and like not the narrative, like, whatever. It's just my opinion that this team with Quickly is insulated to, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah,
I wanted to add. And I wanted to add just a couple of other things too. having Jalen Brunson this high on the MVP list, to me, in my opinion, screams homers, right?
Whatever.
And not in a sense, not to be like, not to be disrespectful in that sense, but when you look at what Halliburton is doing with the Pacers before Pascal Siakam even got there, when they were starting Obi Toppin and Ben Mathurin was coming off the bench, and Buddy Hield was like their wing defender or something. They're playing Aaron Neesmith at the power forward, and
I say Neesmith was their wing defender though. He's a good defender. He's actually
and he's a shooter also, right? So my thing is what Tyrese Halliburton did with Indiana versus what Jalen Brunson does with the Knicks up until a certain point. I don't think it's even close. That Halliburton, who I just think Halliburton gets more out of the Pacers than Jalen Brunson gets out of the Knicks.
He's a floor raiser.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Freezy just being a counter pointer.
No, I'm not. It's okay for people to have their own opinion, bro. I don't have to be an android. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is listen. I understand that Jalen Brunson should be an all-star, should be an all-star starter, but when you move the conversation from all-star starters to most valuable player of the league, you're talking about, bro. You're talking about one player being voted the best over 80 seasons. Of the NBA is going to have only 80 league MVPs all time. And we're putting Jalen Brunson season in that conversation with Bill Russell and Michael Jordan, with Kobe Bryant and with Charles Barkley this season.
If I was being a homer, you know what another name I'm going to add to that top 10 then? And Randall.
Okay.
Look at his season.
And neither of their seasons to me scream MVP conversation.
Are they hurting each other's case because they're on the same team?
See now we talking, bro.
Kind of an AD LeBron thing when they were cooking.
Right now we're talking. Remember when you brought up the Scottie Pippen thing just a while ago? Mm-hmm. I was gonna mention the reason why Scottie don't get the love for these conversations, even in that 1 year when Mike wasn't around, is because people always felt like Scottie was riding Mike Jordan coattails. As great as Scottie was. Now, to me, Scottie Pippen is a top 12 player all time, right? But when you're riding the coattails of the top 1 player all time, it's going to make you look like you got there on a bus pass, right? Even though we know Scottie Pippen earned it. That's the reason why it's for this coach is I'm not trying to diminish Jalen Brunson. What I'm saying is the league only has, 80 league MVPs all time. And we're going to say this season that Jalen Brunson is having is comparable to the Wilt Chamberlain year.
I mean, technically, it's less than 80 because there's a lot of multi-winners.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah. It's probably only been 60 guys ever, that won an MVP.
And see, and when you put it like that, it diminishes Jalen Brunson's season this season even more. Right now, when you're comparing this Jalen Brunson season with Michael Jordan seasons,
is that fair? Is that fair for you?
But it's not but see, you're
I'm looking at it because I'm saying like he's at best.
Who's the better player thing?
Fifth. It's fifth, like a fifth best season. That's a very far cry from an actual.
It's not the best player in the league award.
No,
what about Westbrook?
I keep saying seasons, Coach. I keep saying seasons. I'm not saying best player.
Then if that's the case, Russell Westbrook should have won 3 or 4 MVPs.
LeBron should have won like 8 in a row.
He averaged a triple-double. I mean, you're just looking at how sexy
he did win an MVP though. So,
but what I'm asking you guys is, are you guys saying that a guy that's top 20, a top 20 scorer, right? A top 20 assist man, a top, let's just be generous and say top 50 defender, even though we know that's not true, right? A top 50 defender, right? is the league MVP.
Freezy, but this is the thing you're not understanding. There's a reason why he's listed 5 instead of 1. Because if it was comparable to a league MVP, he'd be listed at 1. He's not.
Right.
He's
Well,
5.
in
But Trey,
discussion,
the thing you're not getting though, the thing you're not understanding is you're put on a list, top 5, top 10, because you are in contention for being the number 1 guy.
But Freezy, okay, I'll put it this way. Coach, Tracy McGrady had a hell of a season on the Magic when they were terrible, but he got some MVP votes and he had like a top 5 season. Does that mean he was in the top 60 greatest seasons ever? No, he just had a good year.
No, before you can get to the top 60 seasons ever, you have to be in the top 60.
Yeah, that's just not the case for Jim. Jim's having a hell of a year, but he's not a serious MVP contender. That's the reason why I rattled off like 4 guys ahead of him that are going to get the lion's share of the votes.
But he did make your list.
Freezy, he made the list last year. He had 3 votes last year. Does that mean that last year was comparable to any of those seasons? No, but just got some votes.
But Dre, listen to what I'm saying. We're not talking about the NBA's list. We're talking about this 4-man panel's MVP list, right? Right? Because
you compared it to 60 other winners. That's what you did.
I compared it to 80 others.
Well, I'm saying the 60 players. Okay, 80 other seasons. You compared it to 80 other seasons.
Right? Is this season Jalen Brunson is having? Say for instance, Say I'm just going to use this as an example, Coach. Say for instance, Jalen Brunson is 5, right? And say all 1, 2, 3, and 4 all slip on the same banana peel All-Star weekend, right? Who is your leading vote getter for the league MVP now?
Okay,
it's Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah, but it's an incomplete grade right now because that isn't decided until game 82.
That's what I was going to say. Let me put exactly. Let's put it like that. I'm saying he's on the path towards that position, and so he's in the discussion because he's on that path.
The same imaginary peel Jalen can slip on to.
What was Bubble Juju in the MVP voting? MVP voting that year?
He was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has better stats this year. He had better stats last year than that season.
And you know what else? He was second team all NBA.
Second team all NBA. So according to those guys, he was top 10 player in the league. For sure.
But I think
10 player, right?
Yeah. But the season itself may have been better. But I think Randall, as a player right now, far supersedes what he was 2 years ago.
But the reason why he was recognized like that was because the Knicks were without him.
Right?
Like so, they knew how the Knicks have always been, and all of a sudden they're making the playoffs. They're relevant again, and Randall's having a heck of a year for him. He's the leader, of that team. So that's fast forward. This new resurgence of the Knicks, this next tier of competitiveness, is due to the elevation of the elevation of Brunson. Because yes, OG coming has been amazing.
Got it.
But look at what Jalen Brunson's. Look at his career stats. He's now if the plateau is only 2 or 3 seasons, I'll take it. But Coach, man, this rise is looking pretty dang good.
Freezy, I'll say this: you want to compare MVP seasons? Brunson's numbers are damn near identical to Stephen Curry's first MVP season.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
From percentages to points per game to assists to rebounds, they're almost identical at this current juncture.
So, do they hand out the MVP before the
championship? But here's the other thing that I want y'all to understand too, right? Even in that Steph Curry was impactful, right? Steph Curry was impactful, right? This Knicks team
helped revolutionize the game.
Okay. What I'm saying is this team right now did not look like that Knicks team back then before the OG Anunoby trade. Right? And so the OG Anunoby bump is being grandfathered into the Jalen Brunson conversation without giving it credit. Right?
I agree.
So
Okay.
if this team was a team that was one game over 500 still without OG Anunoby, would y'all still be saying the same thing about Jalen Brunson?
No, I couldn't
No.
say that because it's tied in the team.
Right. That's what I'm. But Drake, that's my point. The numbers have gotten better since OG has been here. His scoring is up. I think he was averaging like 24.9 before OG, and now he's at like 26.6 or something. I don't know.
But
Right.
I ask you this, Freezy. I ask you this: if the arrival of Chet and Jalen Williams didn't happen, Shy would get those same numbers. It would be on a team that's not winning.
Right.
Like talent, of course, talent helps. But
We had the
if
same
we're talking,
conversation during the summer. Remember, we had the
yeah,
same when you kept telling me that SGA was good, and I was telling you, so what? He dragged his team to the play-in.
I was
Those
telling you
numbers.
OKC was coming. I told you.
I know. I was there, bro. I was there. What I'm saying is though is that those numbers last year and what he did last year, while impactful, I didn't believe. I just thought he was the benefactor of an entire offense and defense being centered around him.
Mm.
Right. That's what I thought about SGA. When I see SGA this year, even though Jalen Williams is better and Chet is healthy, I feel a different way about SGA. I feel like SGA is a top 3 player in the NBA because he's more impactful. Right? Even more impactful than he was last season when it appeared he didn't have any help. What I'm saying with Jalen Brunson though is before we anoint Jalen Brunson a top 5 MVP candidate, we as Knicks fans should ask ourselves, can we survive without Jalen Brunson? And the answer is absolutely yes. Because it's a playoff team. This team right here, it might not be without Jalen Brunson. I think we're 41-41 or 40-42 without Jalen Brunson.
At this current team, not post trade.
Yeah, with everybody on it. I think we're 41-41 or 40-42. And how I know that is because the year before Jalen Brunson got here, we were a 37 win team and we were hurt all over the place. We were hurt all over the place and still won 37 games without a point guard. Everybody hurt, such and such, all this different stuff. And the team won 37 games. So I'm not dismissing Jalen Brunson. What I'm saying is the MVP award should be held in a high enough esteem where you put value on the most valuable player to his team and the NBA. And while Jalen Brunson is valuable, is he the most valuable Knick? I mean, one could argue that Julius Randle might be the most valuable Knick, even if he's not the most valuable around the NBA. Because if you take OG Anunoby out of his role at small forward and play him at power forward, and then just start Josh Hart at the 2, do you still get the elite perimeter defense of an OG Anunoby that now has to do the power forward stuff around the rim?
Okay, hold on. If we're doing like the value thing, you just have to put in league average player instead. You just don't just say we're switching. Like if we're gonna remove Randall, like he's never been a Nick ever, then you got to think of it in terms of value. Then you do it where you're like, okay, I'll put the league average power forward in that position and see what
Right.
happens. Where when you place Brunson and you put the league average point guard, where do you think the Knicks are? That's how I look at it in terms of
I agree with you because that's what I thought originally. You know, I'm a baseball guy, so
yeah,
I'm always thinking war, right?
yeah.
But the thing with this is I'm thinking not about OG Anunoby. I'm thinking about Josh Hart. Is Josh Hart a good NBA small forward?
You might be asking the wrong person. Ex coach or Wiz.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Well, define good.
yeah, well, you remember the Campbell's commercials from back in the day? GOOD.
Good.
Yeah.
I- yeah, he's good. You want to know why I think he's good? Because he's a good role player. And that has a lot of value in this league. I'll put it this way, he's good enough to be in the 41 player pool for Team USA this year.
Ooh.
He's in that group.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna last too long though.
Okay, of the 30 teams in the league right now, where is Josh Hart if he were the small forward be among the 30?
I notice how y'all getting away from the MVP conversation. Like,
Oh yeah, we love talking about Josh Hart.
yeah. So coach, basically what I'm saying is Jalen Brunson a great NBA player? Absolutely. Should he be an NBA starter in the All-Star game? Absolutely. Should Jalen Brunson have his own franchise and be the leader of that franchise? Absolutely. Is Jalen Brunson in the conversation with Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Jokic?
Is he the unfortunate benefactor of a time in the NBA's history where I think we are spoiled right now with the amount of future Hall of Famers that are actually playing right now.
Are you saying we were in a golden era?
Yeah,
They happen, coach.
I
They
know.
happen every 20 years. They happen.
And
It's the reason why people don't remember names like Mark Price and Lafayette Lever. Right? Like my home
that
like I got a homeboy who was the original Denver Nuggets scoring machine.
Alex
Alex
English,
English. Yeah.
Adrian
Yeah,
Danley.
people forget about him because they remember Mike Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. But what I'm saying to you guys in the MVP conversation is Jalen Brunson is all the stuff that y'all said, right? But the MVP thing, I think we just got to take it more serious, bro. Like, yo, should Jalen Brunson be? Look at what Jalen Brunson is listed. Does Jalen Brunson have an impact on his team like the two names ranked ahead of him?
No.
I don't know, man. I just think
I'll put it this way.
we're
I'll put
still
it this
looking
way.
at who's the most dominant NBA player. We're
I
looking
think
at it like that to me.
I'm looking at it in the way that the actual voting is dictated, where it's like if you look up at the end of the year, Freezy, he very well may finish 5, but his vote total will be like 6 compared to like the next person being at 70 and it escalating very high to like 300 at number 1.
Right.
Well, I'll put it this
Well, yeah,
way.
when you look at it that way, then he finished top 5, but it's like the gap in voting really
Those
dictates
top
really
two
what it
names
is.
on there, Jalen Brunson just led this team, and just those first two, the last 2 times we played them two guys on the top of that list, Jalen Brunson whooped that ass.
But it's about playing the entire league.
Jokic and Embiid, the last 2, people just played them 2. And
okay, well, what about the names around him? What about the Jason Tatums, Kawhi Leonard's, Giannis's, and SGA's? What did Jalen Brunson do with them?
We lost to them a lot. But that was the old team. But
Yeah,
that's
the
conundrum that Freezy's bringing up.
And can I tell you what it would take for Jalen Brunson to move from say 5 or 6 on this list to top 3?
Go ahead.
It's the small
the Knicks
stuff.
went out.
No, nothing incredible, nothing incredible like that, right? Yeah, what I would like to see Jalen Brunson do, right, in order to get to this MVP level, is the small stuff, like when there's a illegal defense, technical foul, such and such and such. Don't go to the free throw line and miss.
Yeah,
that's little stuff, right? How many times have we seen Jalen Brunson in a year and a half? The illegal defense is called Jalen Brunson go to the free throw line and miss and be angry at himself. Like, dang it, I know I missed these things. Right? And that's one thing. The other thing that I would like to see Jalen Brunson do, right, on a team that doesn't have a dependable second unit point guard, is be more of a point guard, right? Like when it's his time to go to the bench, make sure the team is in a good enough place when you go to the bench that even if you do bring Deuce McBride in the game,
Guys already humming.
then guys are already humming and you won't lose any momentum because you already got everybody touching them. Everybody's touching them. How many times have you seen Jalen Brunson as our point guard come down the floor, not pass to anyone and get his shot up? And there's no problem with Jalen Brunson shooting. Yo, we want him to shoot, right? But can you let everybody touch it first, and then if it comes back to you, then you shoot? Just little stuff, bro. In order for him to get into the MVP conversation, can you average 5.5 rebounds, bro? Because listen, Jalen Brunson is short, but he's not small. Let's not get it twisted. Like Jalen Brunson is not a tiny guy. We're not talking about John Morant. You know what I'm saying? A dude 165. You know what I'm saying? Disguising as 180. Nah, Jalen Brunson is thick. Jalen Brunson is a thot. You know what I'm saying? So is Jalen Brunson to me? Jalen Brunson could do more stuff. Like coach, would it be unreasonable for me to ask Jalen Brunson to get another rebound and a half per game?
Hey, you could do it.
Right? I mean, and listen, I'm saying try to get another rebound and a half. He don't have to achieve that, right? But
Box
these
out
type,
some more.
yeah, these things, yeah, man, these
Get those
things,
guard rebounds.
yeah. The assist totals are going to be the assist totals. His totals will go up when we have better shot makers. To me, it has nothing to do with
It
Jalen
is
Brunson.
going up right
I
now.
mean, the thing
going up.
the thing that's a shame to me is I think, well, us as Knick fans, because we dissect and watch every Knick game every minute, every second.
Right.
So we see things, and maybe there's a couple of heads out there that actually take their job seriously and actually watch a lot of these games. Some of these pundits.
Me,
They-
coach, I do that every day, bro. I get
know
on
you
League
do.
Pass at 7 o'clock every day. I'm on League Pass, bro.
The thing is the things that I see that are impactful to me are the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Like just some of the things he does that don't show up on the box score. Just like this, I mean, and I know it's, the whole thing after he makes an and one and the crowd, I'm not saying that makes you a MVP candidate, but the energy, just like I said, the dog mindset, the taking the charges, when you taking those charges, like he's doing the things that don't show up as a box score stat much. I mean, I know they keep track of that, taking charges, whatever.
But they're not in the traditional box.
Right. So like some of the things that Brunson does,
he leads the league in charges by a wide margin.
Yeah. And it's the same thing like Steve Nash didn't win just because his number. Yeah, his assists were nice. But
he only averaged like 16, 17.
Yeah, 15 and a half points.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is Nash did other things. He just had this aura that made that team.
Steve Nash, he was the league MVP because he was 50, 40, 90. 50% from the floor from a shooting guard, 40% from three. I mean, as a point guard, 90% from the free throw line as a point guard. Yeah. And dare I say a more physical era than this one? Okay. Slightly. And also chat. Yeah, I hadn't forgotten about y'all. We're not nitpicking Brunson. We're having a conversation. MVP level. Is this an MVP level season for Jalen Brunson? And what I'm saying is when we start talking MVP, we got to be serious. Like we got to have like, just can't be out here like, oh, he averaged 26 a game and he averaged 26 and 6. So he should be the league MVP. We're going to compare that season to the season that Shaq had. Nah,
I mean, he's
man.
48, 43, and 83.
I know.
Not too
I know.
bad. I mean,
Hey, bro, that's great.
That's actually
Right?
Steph Curry's MVP numbers.
That, yeah,
Actually, Steph Curry averaged like 25 his first MVP, but he shot crazy, a nice percentage.
Yo,
Then he doubled back and destroyed whattever he did the next year.
yeah, the
all right.
unanimous, yeah.
So
The
let me
unanimous year,
backtrack.
he kind of went crazy.
So is Jalen Brunson a second or third team All NBA this year?
Yeah,
Oh, definitely, without
he's
question.
gonna make All NBA.
Yeah.
Probably back end 13. Well, how they make it. But
Could the
Yeah.
Knicks have two? The Knicks might have two guys, and
I don't think Julius is gonna make All NBA this year. He might make it
know,
All Star.
man.
Got to remember, it's gonna be positionless in the All NBA. So like, Joker and Embiid are gonna be first team.
I mean, Sabonis and Fox made third team last year.
Yeah, but that was positioned. This year, there's positionless. So like, put it this way.
Yeah, they're gonna get 5 guards or whatever, something stupid.
It could be like if the 15 best players are guards, it'll be all 15 guards. So it'll be like just like All NBA defense is going to be positionless. So it's going to be shifted heavily towards the bigs. Like it's going to be way more bigs on an All NBA defensive team than normal.
Yeah.
They're not going to shoe in guards just because guards.
Well,
or shoe in a center.
I may be doing the homer stuff, but it is nice to actually be a homer. And it'd be somewhat not too far fetched to have two guys whose names are kind of in the mix.
Yeah.
But being in the mix for All NBA, that conversation, and Jalen Brunson being MVP of the NBA with these numbers is a different conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm 100% with you on the All NBA stuff. It's not even a discussion. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm 100% with you. Everything you said, I 100% agree. I think this is one of the smarter things you said tonight. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you, right? But the NBA, the MVP of the league thing, it is held in such high esteem, right? That they bring it to you and give it to you on your own floor. They bring the trophy to you, you know, or they used to. Now they have the ceremony. Now they have the what's the name? The awards,
NBA awards. Yeah.
But it's the last award given, or second last award given. I think one of them. It's held in such high esteem that they named the trophy after a player. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things like once you win league MVP, you are that for life. Like once you win league MVP, you're guaranteed to get max contracts for the rest of your life.
You're gonna be in Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And if you do it twice, you might be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You know, and Derrick Rose is gonna be in the Hall of Fame just because.
Yeah.
And even with all those injuries derailing his career, and he may not have the all-time stats, because he has an MVP, he's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
He got to be in the conversation. Yeah. So, Coach, that's the reason. That's the reason why I'm not saying Jalen Brunson's a bad player. I'm not.
No, I know you ain't saying that.
Yeah, I'm not. If in order for him to be in the MVP conversations, I think his numbers should look like SGA.
30.
If his numbers look like SGA, and I mean all numbers, right? Like
36, 5
wins and losses, and all of that stuff, bro. Is he the defender that SGA is?
No.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
that's just what I'm getting at. Right?
SGA's got a genetic advantage for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not fair. It's most valuable player. It's not most fair.
It's not. No, I just think
player.
when you start talking like that, you're getting into getting off the bus, looking at a group of guys leaning against the fence at the park. Which guy you're gonna point out first?
Right.
Obviously, I'm picking SGA over Jalen Brunson when it comes to stuff like that. You know,
right? But what about stuff like shooting? That man is the far superior shooter than SGA. It's not even close.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just
I think it's close in the mid range.
now
But
if I'm doing 2K,
kills.
if I'm playing 2K24, I'm picking SGA. You know what I'm saying? But real life, my eyes, and I see what he's doing. I mean, I've watched because I don't know. I have this affinity for. I mean, I get nerdy about looking at all the young players in the league, and OKC's got a busload of them.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of their games because I'm curious to see Chet, and somebody, and the rest of that
Be right
team.
back. 1 second.
And I watch a lot of SGA, and I watch when he plays the Knicks and what he did, what he does to us when we play him. Yeah,
Right.
he fits. I mean, he's like, wow, he jumps off the screen to you,
Yeah.
like Ant does. You know what I'm saying? Like, from Minnesota, like guys, those kind of guys jump off the screen to you.
Who would you rather have in that 5 or 6 slot, Anthony Edwards or Jalen Brunson?
Wait, say the first part of that question again.
Who is the better MVP candidate, Jalen Brunson or Anthony Edwards?
I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty high on Anthony Edwards because Minnesota's like the West Knicks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, as far as their history, what they've been,
Right.
they ain't done nothing in a while. Now all of a sudden, he's leading the charge on that. Now, does Jalen Brunson have Cat and Gobert on his team?
No.
I mean, what does that do for Anthony Edwards? I don't know, but like as far as
Anthony Edwards at one point, though, coach, was the number 1 defender in the NBA.
Yeah, but
regardless of position.
When you're talking like making a basketball player in a lab, Anthony Edwards checks off a lot of boxes, Right. I mean, he's explosive. He's got all the physical attributes you want. He's young, could he be a better shooter eventually? Of course.
Right.
But he's I mean, I hate to say this, but he's the first guys in a long time that's showing that young Jordan stuff.
Yep.
To me, I know that's crazy to say, but he's he's got that. To me, he just has that sauce, something about his game.
I know people don't know who this player is, and I'm gonna say his name, and people are gonna be like, "Man, you always be bringing up old dude from the nobody want to watch your granddaddy play basketball." But this dude, Anthony Edwards, is Elgin Baylor from the Lakers, number 22.
Oh yeah,
right. 6'5", 230, can jump in the air and do their taxes before they slowly levitate back down to the ground, bro. Like these dudes can hit gears and with foot speed and stuff that should be off limits. It's not fair to normal human beings. When Anthony Edwards and Elgin Baylor walk in the room, the first thing they should say is greeting earthlings. Right? These dudes are so different. Right? That's why I'm saying when we mention Jalen Brunson, hey, listen, if he's in the MVP conversation, I'm all for it. We just get, man, top 5. Oh, yo.
I'm just saying this his impact, just what he does for the Knicks. God, I just don't think we're having this conversation about the Knicks without him.
Right. I agree.
As a team, I just don't. And that's the only reason why I brought it up. I mean, and I don't want to try to copy those ESPN dummies and some of the TNT buffoonery that goes on. But even all that, when all them guys are saying it, it's got to be something to it because
I think
they be hating on the Knicks always.
yeah, they don't have anything to talk about. I'm looking at NBA.com's NBA ladder. They have Embiid, Jokic, SGA, Giannis, Luca top 5. Then the next 5 are Tatum, Sabonis, Anthony Davis, Halliburton, Kawhi, and 5 more. And 5 more just in alphabetical order: Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh my God! What?
Yep.
Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
They got him up there too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think no, Tyrese Halliburton.
I'm looking at just for fun. I saw that Basketball Reference has a 23-24 NBA MVP award tracker.
Okay.
And their list is almost verbatim to yours. Sabonis was 8th. Tyrese Maxey was 9th. And Kevin Durant was 10th on their list.
And let me ask you this just to make sure that I'm rocking with you fairly and make sure we're on the same page. What is the league MVP to you? The criteria.
I mean, it's kind of, to me, it's a guy who was so valuable to his team that he elevated that team to a stratosphere that team had no business being at. Like, I mean, it's not just, to me, I never viewed it as the award to giving it to the best player in the league, because it's the most valuable player. Like so it's not most valuable to the NBA. It's the most valuable player. Like, I guess maybe
does it mean the most clutch player?
Because there is an award for that.
Right.
Do people? I don't know if people know. There's actually a Clutch Player of the Year award.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox. They're gonna name it after De'Aaron Fox if he keep winning it like this, bro.
And actually, I think Brunson and Brunson was 4th in that voting last year, and Julius Randle was in the top 10 too, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's an all the above thing. I mean, the fact that he's scoring 26 and a half, I mean, that's big.
But 26 and a half now is not like 26 and a half 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Because you remember when 30 points a game used to be something?
Yeah.
And now I think the NBA has like 5 people averaging 30 points a game.
Yeah, it used to be, if there was only one 30-point scorer, maybe 2.
Right.
It's kind of like the game change, just like the whole passing records, the quarterback yardage now is like ridiculous.
You remember when 4,000 yards used to be something?
I know. Now you got Jameis Winston doing it.
Now it's the baseline. Yeah.
Like, if you're a starter in the NFL, you better get about 4,000 if you want to keep your job. Yeah, it's crazy.
If you want to keep your job, yeah.
I just, I guess did we see about the All-Star starters were named?
Yep.
Yeah, just the All-Star starters.
Did we talk about that today? Oh.
No, didn't get a chance to because we beat the hell out of Denver. So
yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's a topic for a morning drive for you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Man,
Yeah. So who's a better player right now, Trey Young or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
oh, Brunson.
Not by a whole lot, but I think he's better. Having a better season for sure.
Right. Right.
Because Trey Young's efficiency is actually very bad right now.
Yeah.
I saw that someone talked about Brunson getting snubbed.
From the All Star game.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got snubbed because of the
Bobby
vote.
Marks. He's like, no offense to Lillard, but I don't understand how the voters overlook Jalen Brunson.
They didn't overlook him. Well, the players and the coaches equally voted for Brunson and Dame. It was
It was just the fans.
the fan vote was the
Screwed it up.
tiebreaker, and the fan vote is based off of, yeah, so Giannis Dame has about a decade of marketing behind him
Yeah.
between
Nah, but
Adidas and superstardom. And the
Well,
casual
Dame,
fan,
if I may, I'm just gonna interject this thing, and I know it's gonna frustrate the heck out of some Knicks fans, but as a content creator, and I got homeboys that do it, and my girl BK Steph do it. Yo, we have to beg New Yorkers to move their finger 1 inch to hit the like button. We legit have to run,
Mhm.
coach. We legit have to run banners like this at the bottom of the thing, right? Yo, can you subscribe, like, and share? Hit the like button. And so we have to do stuff like this to get the New York crowd to move, to call them to action for stuff. And not all of them, but a lot of them, right? Like you have to constantly put in the chat, yo, if you like what you watching, man, just hit the like button. It's 6 centimeters from your pointer finger. Just move your finger slightly, and you know what I'm saying? And that's for that reason, right? For that, that's the same to me. It's the same energy with Jalen Brunson not being the all-star starter. You love him, right? And you feel like he should be the starter, right? But then you don't vote for him. You don't support it. You don't go out there. There was a day where you could legit get 3 for 1. Right? Right? There was a day you could do 3 for 1, and New York with 10 million people still couldn't get Jalen Brunson in as the all-star starter.
Freezy, it's more than that though. It's not just about the Knicks fan base. It's about the casual fan base, the international crowd. Jalen Brunson internationally is not recognized. Not like Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard can go to China right now and sell Adidas shoes, and people will buy them. Like Dame Lillard is a brand onto itself. There's a
Okay.
reason why Trey Young has all these votes, and he is not better than Jalen Brunson in 2024.
Right. And Tyrese Halliburton, right?
Tyrese Halliburton is also viewed and guy has better branding and image behind him. Like he was already viewed as arriving last year.
When
And Indiana is how much smaller than New York?
very
People
much, it's not even
and
close.
who's voting for him? The casual fans voting for Tyrese Halliburton. It's not Indiana, the city voting for Halliburton.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
not.
buying it, bro.
It's not Freezy.
I
It's
think I
really
think that's
not.
a cop out, bro.
It's not a cop out. Who
Yeah,
who was
I think
voting
it's
for him?
I think it's a
Freezy,
cop.
tell me who was voting for him.
The New York tri-state area has more people in it than the whole state of Indiana, bro.
So who's voting for him then?
Bro, what I'm saying is simple. The Knicks and Brooklyn have a built-in advantage population wise,
Be right back. Go to back.
right? And all we should do, man, is just mobilize the people that are here to just vote for our guys. It's support.
I think it's a combination of both. I think we needed to support more, but outside of being a Nick fan, no one cares about putting a Nick in the else out there. Like the casual fan. Like there's a reason why Melo got millions of votes that had nothing to do with New York at all.
Bro,
Because he was an established
Derrick Rose gets votes every
because
year,
he's
bro.
a brand. He's an established brand. Like he's been a thing for years and years and years. Whereas Jalen Brunson has arrived last year.
Bro, we gotta get the tri-state area to back our guys, bro. Because I feel you what you're talking about, like internationally, and then you have the people, the 2K crowd, who all this stuff. I get it,
People who
man,
don't even
and
watch
the
basketball,
Duos and
they'll
the
see
Pepsi
like
commercials and the Gatorade commercials and the Hulu has live sports and all that. I get it, right? But what I'm saying is an area that has so many passionate fans can't vote their guy in. Come on, bro. There's never
what
an
if
excuse for
crazy,
that.
what if it's a demographic thing as well? Like I don't Gen Z for the most part is the one that's voting. Knicks fans, if I had to be absolutely honest, in terms of like the passionate fan, I feel like the Knicks fan base is probably older than most because a lot of Gen Z kids they've only seen the Knicks be bad their entire lives. So why would they root for them?
Because it's Jalen Brunson.
Now it's Jalen Brunson, but
Right.
you can't just
But
fly
the
by with a
All-Star
year
vote
and a
is done
half.
every year. The vote also is done every year for whatever candidate you want.
You need more than a year and a half to break the New York stench. Unfortunately, in the public, and this is also another thing that the media does. The media also talks about what Jalen Brunson isn't instead of celebrating him for how good he is. So that doesn't change public perception. So it's like, well, Jalen Brunson isn't this, so he's not going to be able to lead you to a title. Nobody thinks that when they see Tyrese Halliburton put up his numbers. They're just like, wow, Tyrese Halliburton makes these nice no look passes and he plays such a beautiful game. Like no one ever does that. They just discredit Brunson
I would have
for
been
who he is.
with you, bro. I would have been with you if we didn't feel like Jalen Brunson was snubbed last year. When Jalen Brunson was snubbed last year, people were up in arms. How did Jalen Brunson get snubbed with only 650,000 votes or whatever the low number is
He
that he
finished
came
top
in
five
with?
in guards. That's not
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, bro. What I'm saying is there was ire last year. We were up in arms, frustrated and angry, and then this year it comes back around, and we didn't even fix what happened last year. I go vote for Jalen Brunson every time I go in into that tablet, bro. I'm like, oh God, let me and vote for all my Knicks, right? Vote for. Hey, you know what, Coach? I think from here on out, what we should do is, as content creators, is when things like that happen, we should start pushing for the Knicks players, bro. Like that should be part of the dialogue going forward.
Mhm.
Like before you get out of here, make sure you vote for Jalen Brunson. This is where you can find the Jalen Brunson. Because what happens is, bro, even I watched a content creator the other day, bro. Legit. I watched a content creator the other day remind people to hit the like button. Yeah, it's 88. I think they were like, it's 70 of y'all in here, and we only have 40 likes. Make sure you such and such, man, hit the like button and such. And I was
Yep.
thinking, man, bro, a lot of y'all got the phone in your hand, and you can you're not hitting the like button to support your people. A lot of y'all like sitting at the computer, like the
Mhm.
mouse is right by your pinky, man. Just click the like button, support your people.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson, you muted, Coach.
Oh, saying let's look at the likes on this live video right now. See if a couple people just took that hint.
All right. Yeah, man. Like, yo, the thing with Jalen Brunson, we should feel. This is me. I understand where Dre is coming from, but with me, I'm not buying it in year two. Right? This is the second year that Jalen Brunson is disrespected in the All Star game.
I agree with you, Freezy. I just feel like it's not an exact. I think it's a combination of both things. I
Yeah,
think he's not getting the support he deserves, and he's
right.
also like not this big brand that's
That
already has like a built-in established base. So he
right.
has to fight through that. Like we actually have to
But
put
that's
in
our
the work.
guy, though. That's our guy, man. We love and support. We talk about Jalen Brunson more than his family do, bro.
It
Right?
just it reminds me of this. I don't want to get political, but when people complain who's in office or what the government's doing, and you didn't vote,
And then they don't vote.
I don't want to hear no one on this panel. I don't want to hear no one in the comments complain about none of the Knicks making an All-Star team if you didn't vote for yourself.
You're right.
At least
Bro,
one.
bro, I voted for Hartenstein, bro.
Yep.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
did.
So yeah, I mean, the
I
thing is,
voted for OG too.
yeah, man, I voted for every time I go in, I'm like, oh, this old tablet. I have a tablet that's like, I think I got it in 2016 or something. I need a new one. But anyway, man, I going into the tablet, man, I'm like, oh boy, man, and I go in and vote for the guys, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we are up in the arms, like so if the Jalen Brunson MVP conversation frustrated you because I felt like he shouldn't be one of the this season shouldn't be a top 80 all-time NBA season from Brunson. If that offended you, you should have been voting for Jalen Brunson in the All-Star game. Because if you didn't vote for Jalen Brunson and then you defend Jalen Brunson in conversations like that
You
one
have no right to be mad.
blindly, what are we doing out here? What are we doing? We just out here running around in circles. Yeah. I was watching I forget what the small Knicks channel. It might have been Knicks Euro or Big Knicks Tacos or something. It was like one of the small Knicks channels, right? And they had like 18 people, right? And dude was like, "Come on, man, it's 18 people, man, and we only got 4 likes." And I'm like, bro, this is our dude. We gotta we're a community, bro. This Knicks thing is a culture, dog. This thing that we do, we meet people and make friends and talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all, man, and do all these things Knicks related. And we can't get Jalen Brunson to the All-Star game as a starter. The coaches are gonna have to vote him in out of sympathy. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, we gotta find a way. And if it's what Dre is saying, if the system is flawed, then we gotta fix the system.
The system is flawed because, put it this way, Trae Young should not be the most voted. Like, and Trae Young is a hell of a basketball player, but there's about 8 guards, not 8, like 6 or 7 guards having better seasons in the East right now. If we're counting stats and efficiency, defense, all these things. But when you have a brand or you're viewed as a particular type of thing, this is what happens. Like, popularity went. It became ultimately like it wasn't a meritocracy, because the meritocracy part had Brunson ahead of Dame, but the other part that became a popularity contest,
Right.
that kind of had him out the way, because it's just call a spade a spade. The only reason Dame had more votes is because he's been around longer and he performed at a high level for a long time. But this was not one of his years. It just wasn't.
Right.
Like, Maxey deserved it over him. Donovan Mitchell deserved it over him. Not even just Brunson.
Well, I tried voting for Grimes.
1.4 million votes. Right? There were some guys that probably shouldn't even have been close. All right, Jalen Brunson. So we're looking at Halliburton 3.377, and Lillard. You know what? I'll put it on the screen. So
is this the most recent updates?
Yep. This is the last one. This is the closed voting.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I went on and tried to vote for Grimes, and DoorDash delivered me a ham sandwich.
So you were the person that gave him the 6 votes he got.
And I got a free ham sandwich from DoorDash.
Wiz, come on, bro. That's not funny, bro. You know that man's watching us, bro.
I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
I want to thank him. Thank you for the half sandwich.
how is it that little bit of voting going on
Yeah, I don't,
in this
bro.
era? We used to do write-in votes with just as many votes as that.
How does Tyrese Halliburton get 2 million more votes than Jalen Brunson?
Wow.
How does
Look at
Trey Young get
Freezy.
800,000 more
Freezy.
votes?
Freezy. Look how he's being covered compared to how Brunson is being covered in the media. And you don't think that shifts how the casual fan thinks?
Good point. Good point.
You don't think like when you go on these NBA Today shows and they show Tyrese Halliburton playing well in like the play-in tournament. He gets to the play-in tournament final, which also had millions of people watching. That also plays into it. Like put it this way: if Brunson got to the play-in tournament final and he won that,
Right.
that would have shifted the votes on its own because of eyeballs. But when you every time Jalen Brunson is talked about in the mainstream media, it's what he isn't, not how great he is. If you've noticed it, like the thing with the basketball player, what's her name, the coach Becky Hammond. That's
Right.
like been the biggest story about Jalen Brunson. It's about what he isn't. It isn't about how good he is. And when these other guys are talked about, they never talk about what he's not because of his size. They always talk about how great he is, and this and that. And the I've never heard bad press about Tyrese Halliburton at any point.
Right.
Have you?
No.
And when you
No.
see these large numbers of votes, New York alone was not going to cover 2 million votes.
Right.
What
But
what
right.
was Randall's vote?
So you can vote. So you can vote every day, and the New York tri-state area has
Freezy,
25 plus
he
million
was not
people.
going to cover 2 million votes just off of one fan base.
Right. Yeah.
You need the casual vote for that. I'm sorry,
Right.
you can't just blame that on the Knicks.
Right. Right. I understand where you're coming from. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is his home base has 25 million people in it. Right. And those people can vote numerous times. Right. Nobody's expecting somebody in Portland just to vote for all Portland players. Of course, they're going to vote for who they feel like should be in the All-Star game. Right. Of course, that's low lying fruit. That's a baseline. Right. Even you, when you vote, right, you're not just going to vote for all Knicks and have Deuce McBride in the All-Star game over Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? We know better. But what I'm saying is the pool is New York has such a built-in advantage that we should always have an all-star in the all-star game. There shouldn't be a year or two or something where
Freezy,
the Knicks can't get.
when have you ever had someone get close to the leading vote in All Star at any point?
I mean, yeah.
In the '90s, Patrick was never the leader,
No,
I
but
mean,
even though he
the
was great.
perfect example of that is look when Yao Ming his rookie year. He was
yeah,
voted in as a starter
as a starter,
because
But
you know
where
why?
did those votes come from?
China
You know
showed
what?
up.
Because people who had their pinky finger an inch from the remote clicked it.
The
They
billion
supported their
people.
guy.
Yep.
Are we forgetting how big China is?
No.
Exactly.
Are we forgetting how
How
big New
big New
York is,
York
bro?
is?
We
Yeah.
can't act like New York is impenetrable, bro. New York, man, we got to support, bro. We got to support. The conversation to me is bizarre to even think the biggest market in the league can't vote their favorite son into the All-Star game as a starter. We done got too cool or something. It's not cool to do stuff like this no more. Show love.
I don't think it's cool to be a Nick. Period. To anyone that's outside of the Knicks sphere, especially because of the coverage that the Knicks have gotten over the last 20 years.
That's a different conversation that if we're having it, because think about it, how long has Tyrese Halliburton been hurt? Halliburton has played what 35 games maybe.
He's
Maybe
missed about
30,
10.
35 coach, just like 30, 35 games, right?
Yeah.
And since the All-Star game is in Indiana, guess what Indiana fans did?
Stuff the ballots. But it's more than just that. If I had to see where the votes came from, if you were to even put in like Jalen Brunson's votes
Right.
compared to Tyrese Halliburton's votes, and like by location,
Okay.
I could almost guarantee his votes coming from all over the country, whereas Jalen Brunson's votes for the most part are condensed to just New York or the surrounding areas. Like
Mm,
if you watch basketball, which the casual fan doesn't really do, you're not gonna be in tune to just Jalen Brunson's playing out of his mind, so I'm gonna vote for Jalen Brunson
I
because I like
mean,
Jalen Brunson. There's
I,
there's voters that have never seen a game this year and they see Damian Lillard on the ballot, like, oh, I know Damian Lillard, so I'm
well,
gonna vote for
it's
him
nice
because
to
I know him.
see. It's nice to see that the players voted him
Players
third.
respect his game and the coaches respect his game.
yeah. Yeah.
But those are people that actually know the game.
Is the
This
coaches
but
vote on this too?
coaches vote should be on the last slide, but he was voted second by the coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the difference between legitimately who know the game. It's always a catch up period
Hey,
because
Freezy,
Freezy
can you put on
Freezy
the forwards? Like, I'm kind of curious. I want to see where Randall's at.
Freezy, I was gonna say, remember when Dame was trying to make the All Star game and he was crying about his votes, like his first year. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he was
I
crying
remember.
about not getting notoriety about his votes because he played in Portland and he was
Yeah.
playing well, but he wasn't getting the votes, and he essentially cried about it. Like he went on social media upset about how he's not getting voted.
I mean,
Right.
Dame has been a beneficiary of playing with Giannis
No, 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 no. I'm talking.
as
Dame
far
has
as
had
his
this.
voting this year.
His voting with or without Giannis was going to be up because he's been a
Yeah,
brand. He's been a consistent guy that's been featured, the face of the league. But when Dame first got to the league and he was trying to make the All Star game, there's articles about that. He was legitimately crying that he was not getting the votes because public perception didn't catch up to his actual game that he was putting out there on the court.
That
So he
first year
was
he wasn't good.
no, 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 no. He was
yeah,
good his first year, but he
but the
was
thing
also an
is,
older rookie.
yeah.
He was good. He was Freezy. He was good from day one. Sorry, but he was good
Oh,
from day
okay,
one because
okay, okay.
he
So
was good
is
from
he?
day one
Is,
because he was an older rookie. He was like 22, 23.
so,
He
so
played in
are,
college
Hey,
for
are
4
you
years.
so
saying
see how you
Dame is?
tell me? You see how you told me about Dame Lillard being good as a rookie? Like we ain't see only Dre saw Damian Lillard rookie year.
No, I didn't
Bro,
say that.
he was good. He was a good rookie, bro. We're not saying that, right? We're not diminishing we're not saying that he was a project when he came in. What I'm saying is there were guards better than him that didn't make it too, like Mike Conley. Do you remember when Mike Conley was in Memphis? He missed the All-Star game the same year Dame Lillard did.
Mike Conley only
The
made one
West,
All Star game in his career.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he should have. There were several years that he could have and should have been an All Star. What I'm saying is there was a time when you had the West was loaded with guards. There was a time, and if Dame Lillard cried about that, man, cry a river.
Yeah, look. In 2015, Dame Lillard felt disrespected by All Star stuff, and then I can look up what he made. What was his stats in 2015? I'll tell you his stats in 2015. In 2015, 14, 15, he averaged 21 points per game, four four rebounds and 6 assists. Then the next year he averaged 25, 25 and 6, 25 and 7. And that's when he started complaining, like whining. He was legitimately whining about him not getting votes
Um,
because
Joe,
his game, but his game didn't catch up to public perception, or public perception didn't catch up to his game.
why Randall didn't get 1,000,000 votes is
that
another reason why.
that's the other thing. That's why I wanted to look at that. I mean, that just tells you right there.
That bro, come on, bro.
Those 740,000 votes shows how delusional half the Knicks fans are. They they're so they hate Randall so much, the Randall haters, that
Right.
they won't vote him in.
And he's our guy.
Yeah.
bro.
Those-
If
Bam
Mikal
couldn't even,
Bridges
Bam
make it,
couldn't even get
bro.
$1 million. It's crazy.
Yo, look at Paolo's bro. Look at Paolo got 786, right? That number should be in the millions. That's crazy, right? I mean, come on, yo, Jimmy Butler,
1.6.
Freezy, look around. When I talk about the casual fan, they see Jimmy Butler in commercials selling all types of crap, drinking a Michelob beers, and him marketing himself.
I mean, Franz Wagner got
bro.
300,000 votes.
Should have got more than that. He's actually.
I mean, Orlando, as far as market, come on, man.
Jimmy
You've been
Butler
doing-
is averaging 21, 5, and 4, 4.5. Yeah,
Florida teams are not a basketball mecca. I mean,
but
you got
you see the difference between Jimmy Butler and Paolo's number. That speaks to the casual fan.
Yeah,
Voting by name recognition,
right.
instead of the actual game that's being put out on the court.
And the All-Star game too. I just want to be clear about it. The All-Star game is a fan thing too, because star doesn't mean good player, right? Star means popular.
Yeah, who you want to see?
Yeah,
because ain't nobody want to see. Nobody really wants to see Jimmy Butler do a bunch of spin pivots and head fakes to draw fouls,
right,
in an All-Star game. Sorry.
Right. And when I look at the list, bro, man, come on, man. This is making me think Randall's not gonna make it. If Randall don't make the All-Star team, bro, it's a travesty. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots. Randall ain't gonna make it, bro.
Randall's not gonna make it because the player rank is low. So his player rank is low, and I don't know what the coach rank is. But
do they do a draft again this year?
there's a fan rank, the media.
So Randall is 8 in fan rank.
What's the media vote?
0.
Yeah, he's not making it.
Yeah. Media rank is 8, and weighted score is 8.75.
No, he's not making it. Wait, hold on.
No, that's under 9.
The three greens are the starters.
Yep.
That the reserves, he might make it because he's a reserve. So
yeah.
But
he might barely make it, bro. He may barely make it. 8.75. Yeah. This boggles my mind, bro. How you have 3 forwards from the same team making an All-Star team, bro. I don't get that.
Well, I mean, you saw Atlanta get like 4 guys.
Yeah. I think that wasn't that like the injury year? Didn't Cal Corver make it off injury?
Yeah.
I think he was an injury replacement.
But they had 3 guys before that made it.
Yeah,
almost legitimately. So
yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't understand how in an era where it's so easy to vote.
All the reserves are selected by NBA coaches.
Yeah, the coaches vote. Yeah.
So,
I mean, in the East, he might have a chance. Then it was the coaches.
You gotta have. I think you gotta have Brown, Banchero, Butler, Bam, Porzingis. Right, you gotta have them. But I think what the trepidation is like these first year dudes, like Franz Wagner. I think Franz Wagner is somebody.
You should, but they're not gonna put him in there.
Yeah, but it scares me, bro.
Like, I don't think they will. No, coaches vote. No, they won't. Remember, Orlando fell off a bit since the start, and Franz has been injured a lot recently. Yeah. Franz missed like 2 weeks in a row.
I mean, there's a situation where someone like if if they feel like they want to grab a center or two.
They're not going to put Mikal Bridges in it. So
No.
And Kristaps may not make it
But
if it's a coach's vote.
Miles Turner, as far
No,
as the
he's
coaches
not.
go,
No, he's
I'm
not.
telling on that list. Think about
Well,
centers.
because it's Indiana, but they're not voting by centers. They're just went forwards at that point.
But yeah,
But
I'm just saying as
centers,
far as the coaches, because you got Embiid, they're gonna grab two more centers on the bench, probably, right?
Miles Turner isn't close enough. And they're not going by centers though. Like they're going by forward. Like your
I'm saying the
reserves are not
coach,
dictated
but the
by
coaches might.
maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
But if that's the case, it's gonna. I mean, it's between Porzingis.
I think Randall's gonna be in like the last spot, on like the 14th or the 15th.
You think it's between him and Siakam for the last spot?
Siakam's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Siakam's not gonna make it because number one, he was on a team for the majority of the time, and that team was well under 500, and he was putting up underwhelming numbers. Like his numbers don't compare to Randall's. His individual numbers.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Well, I gotta go.
Peace.
I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm over here about the snooze, about the doze because of Wiz's boring conversation.
Yeah, Wiz.
Yeah, it's always his fault.
Should have voted for Deuce in the All Star. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God!
No,
Wiz.
Deuce is a Hall
Deuce
star.
is Obi. Where's my Obi?
He called him a Hall star.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, have a good
All
night.
right, y'all.